And action just underway here in the Group 21 Grand Final, and Muswellbrook kicked off to the northern end of the ground. The sun's come out. It is a magnificent day for football. Ball's on the ground, and Aberdeen already trying to make ground. Taking it forward for them, Sean Tanner, driven back in the tackle by a couple though, and he's about 35 metres out. This is the second tackle of the match. Now they go over to the left-hand side to the Aberdeen Tigers. The kick comes early in the tackle count. We saw that 2 weeks ago from Aberdeen. Stephen Bridget puts the kick downfield there and gets it out over the touchline about 25 metres from the line. Ted Moffat, the Muswellbrook fullback, chasing it but couldn't get to it. We'll see the scrum go down. Muswellbrook to get the first feed at the first scrum of the game for this one, which means on our Farrell's Auto 1 match stats, it'll be the first scrum of the match to the Muswellbrook Rams, you would imagine, and a good start. Interesting to see the kick coming early there from the Tigers.
Yeah, Troy Goodwin first run up, busted a couple of tackles straight away, but the next two tackles, they were driven back about 10 yards, so that's on between the forwards straight up.
Aberdeen have actually come up with the possession there. It must have been a 40-20 kick there, so Aberdeen have taken that one, taking it forward for them. Michael Hickling, he's about 18 metres out now. Dummy half is Wilton, puts the long ball high for Troy Logan. Logan passes it out, finds Darryl Bowen. He's wrapped up about 10 metres out. This is the second tackle. Early pressure from the Aberdeen side. Now Bowen a bit slow to get to his feet here. He's been tackled fairly hard there. He gets up now. Aberdeen, they're spread right out over to the right-hand side. Taking it behind him was Logan. Logan, though, wrapped up. He's about 11 metres out from the line, just to the left-hand side of the uprights. They've still got numbers over to the right if they use it quickly. Through hands to Tanner. Tanner gets a fast ball onto Rod Manwaring. Manwaring fumbles it, the ball goes to ground, and the Rams come up with it. They've got out of jail on that one because the Tigers were starting to look dangerous.
Manwaring was marked pretty well there, and he was smacked in that tackle, lost the ball with a sheer pressure, and the forwards are into it straight away.
So now it's the Muswellbrook Rams. They take it forward, and they'll be looking to make some early yards. In dummy half there was Brad Radcliffe for the Rams. Now they get up to about the 25 metre mark. They're really starting to make some metres again. Now that's Barry Edwards. He's up over the 30. Bit of a puff of dust there. This ground very, very hard today. Bit of puff of dust as he kicks up over the 30 metre line. Now who do they go to this time? They've got plenty of support though. The Rams, it's Johnny Kelman, in fact, they're up over the 40 metre line. He's brought to ground. Now they could go wide. No, they don't. Instead, they continue to take it up the middle of the park. Jeff Sampson, Sooty gets it up over the halfway line. We're on the last tackle. The kicking option to be taken. They go downfield with the kick now over to the right-hand side. Bit of work there to be done there by Hugh Peebles. He fumbled it. It's been called as a knock-on there, has it? No, he's called it.
Yes, he's called a knock-on.
I wasn't sure there for a second there because he sort of froze in mid-signal.
That was a nervous take, Chris. He had plenty of time there, but it was a couple of snatches at it, dropped it, and then dropped it forward. That was just a bit of nerves in the early part of the game.
Well, that's excusable. This is the grand final, of course, and we're bringing it to you live on 2NM thanks to Bogas Muswellbrook, the Muswellbrook Workers Club, Farrell's Auto 1 Muswellbrook, and Tees Services. So Muswellbrook come up with it from the scrum, about 15 metres out, right in front of the posts. It's the captain coach, Barry Edwards. He goes to ground. Ball just slips it out the back there, and well taken there by John Shaw. Shaw gets up to play it. They go across to the left. Now it's with Doherty. Doherty driven to the ground about 10 metres out from the line. Boy, oh boy, there's some ferocious tackling early in this one. Now, the ball's been knocked forward there by Muswellbrook's John Kelman, and Aberdeen have picked it up. So both sides in the opening 3.5 minutes of this game are having a chance to get out of jail.
Yeah, nervous mistakes early. Kelman running on the ball 100 mile an hour and completely overran the pass. I don't think they'll settle down just yet, these two sides either.
No, it's going to take a few minutes yet. That's Neil Quinn bringing it forward for Aberdeen now. He's up to about the 25 metre line. He's wrapped up in the tackle again. Very, very close in that Aberdeen side, right around the ruck. They're all bunched up together. There's only two outside about a 10 metre radius from the ball. That was Darryl Bowen. He's up to the 35. This time they go to the left. Again, the kick early in the tackle count coming from Sean Tanner, and that one's gone out on the full. That's a bit of a mistake, and I think we can possibly say the wind may have had something to do with that one.
Yeah, he was kicking to the windy side. It was a high kick, probably kept it low, it would have been all right, but a rare mistake from Sean Tanner, but these fellas will settle down. They've still got good field position, the Rams. They've got to try and nail one of these shortly, just play out their set of 6.
4 minutes gone on the Tees Services scoreboard. It is Muswellbrook 0, Aberdeen 0 in the Group 21 Grand Final. Muswellbrook come up with it out of the scrum. Sampson has support on his outside there from Moffat. Moffat back on the inside to Sampson. Good little 1-2 play from them. He's up to 30 metres out from the line. Dial now. He runs it forward from dummy half. Only makes about 2 metres. Now it's Radcliffe moved into dummy half. He puts the ball onto the chest of a steaming John Kelman. And Kelman, look at him still going in the tackle. He's up to 10 metres out, directly in front of the posts. Now it's Radcliffe at dummy half. Muswellbrook go to the left. They get for support from Oliver Doherty. Doherty takes it back in towards the middle of the park, goes to ground, knocked back, picked up by Sampson. Sampson gets support over there from, I think it might be, Johnny Marco. It is Johnny Marco, yeah. And now it goes to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan back to Sampson. Sampson puts the ball onto Kelman, but it bounces off Kelman's chest. But we've seen, was it the chest or the head there?
It come off. It was a falcon off Kelman.
Falcon?
It's twice it's nearly hit his head, but it's pretty big to hit. I think they'll play the first knock on, which will be Muswellbrook.
So Muswellbrook take the ball now with the scrum. It goes in, and a bit of contest from the scrum there. Barry Edwards has that one. He puts it over, finds Sampson. Sampson has support over there from, I think it might be Tad Moffat, is it? It is Moffat, the fullback. Now he's right on the line. They bring it back again to the left, and Barry Edwards very quick up off the line with the Aberdeen Tigers that time. He's about 5 metres out, 20 to the right of the uprights. Now they go through Shaw. Shaw onto Lees. Lees gets it onto Marco. Marco charging the line. He gets it to Dial, who scores! First try of the grand final is on the scoreboard after 6 minutes on the T-Services scoreboard.
Well,
it's Muswellbrook 4.
What a magic ball from Baz Lees. He's not known as an offloader, but he's offloaded. That was a great ball, and they're in, and geez, it's good to get the points on the board early. All we've got to do is get the big fella, Johnny Kelvin, to hold the ball. Aberdeen are in a bit of a bunch there at the moment. That was early points. There's still a long way to go, but good ball work from Muswellbrook.
So Kurt Dial, the try scorer there, scoring that one about, I guess, 18 metres to the left-hand side of the uprights. And
he's done well, and he's enjoying himself. He hasn't played a great deal of football this year. He only came in the last part of this year, sorry. He only played probably 4 or 5 games.
So it's Dial getting the first points on the board for Muswellbrook. They lead 4-0 on the T-Services scoreboard after 6.5 minutes. Then we see the kick from Jeff Sampson. This one's about 19 in from touch, right on the 20-metre line. The round the corner style kick from Sampson. He comes back, takes a couple of steps to the left, takes another couple of steps further back. Little skippy turns in towards the goalpost. There's no problem at all with that one. You can see how strong the wind is there, though. The ball really being grabbed late, but straight through the post, and Sampson gets the goal, and that means on the T-Services scoreboard after 7 minutes, it's Muswellbrook 6, Aberdeen 0. A great start for the Muswellbrook Rams. Chris Lewis, so let's go sideline to you for the Muswellbrook Workers Club. Any news from the sideline early?
Yes, mate, that was a good conversion by number 6, Seth Sampson. The wind is playing all sorts of tricks down here for the players. It's as I said before, still swirling, and the sun, of course, which is out nice and bright, but also getting in the eyes of a few of the players too, which is obviously causing concern too. The ground, you were saying before, is quite firm, but the way the guys are sort of hitting the turf, they're bouncing up, so to speak, pretty well.
Okay, well, we'll come back to you later, Chris Lewis, for the sideline for the Muswellbrook Workers Club. You can try and check those bench players for us for Aberdeen too in 16 and 17, if they've announced those players for us as yet as well. But John Kelman it is now for Muswellbrook. He's tackled. Pull back to Radcliffe through dummy half. Grubber kick through for Jeff Sampson. And juggling it again there is Hugh Peebles for Aberdeen. He's had a shocker start. He manages to hang on to that one, though. And I think he's been bundled into touch on the far side. And listen to the Muswellbrook crowd over there. That's right over in Rams corner.
Yeah, that's Hugh Peebles had a bit nervous start. You feel a bit sorry for him. The ball was juggling around. He's picked it up all right and then dropped it again. Leading that earlier try, Chris, I'm not sure if it was Johnny Marco that set that try up or Baz Lees. I couldn't quite remember who offloaded that.
Okay, well, let's see where the ball goes now. This is the third scrum of the game for Muswellbrook to win. They take it from the base of the scrum. In fact, Edwards runs to the short side, puts the ball onto the chest of Peter Cullen. Cullen is wrapped up about 15 metres. So on the Farrell's Auto 1 Muswellbrook stats, it'll be Muswellbrook with 3 scrums, Aberdeen with 1. And the Muswellbrook Rams, they're up to about the 10-metre line now. Things slowing down just a little bit here. Aberdeen taking their time to get off the tackle players, just trying to get some defensive mechanism going. Now that's Barry Edwards. The tackle player previously was Radcliffe. Edwards taking it up that time. He's about 5 metres out. Now they've got to go out to the left, and they do so. It's Sampson, long ball, bounces in front of Baz Lees. Lees has to wait for that one, and as a result, he's taken about 15 metres out from the line. Now they go across to the left again. That's with Sampson. Sampson puts it onto Dial. Dial, the try scorer. He's wrapped up 10 metres out from the line, only about 5 in from touch. Last tackle, kick to the sky comes from Jeff Sampson. Look at the ball swirl around in the breeze there. Getting in underneath it was Danny O'Sullivan. Knocked back for him. Barry Edwards has picked it up off the ground and passes it. Finds Peter Cullen. That'll be another try over in the corner, I think. This could be a replay of the major semi-final from 2 weeks ago. It is. After about 9 minutes, we've got Muswellbrook 10-0 on the T-Services scoreboard with a kick to come.
Well, one of my stupid sayings earlier on, Chris, the team with the ball in the hands got the advantage, but Muswellbrook have had all the ball. They've controlled the ball well. Barry Edwards has been heavily involved. Good to see Pete Cullen. He's taken the pass, passed it back to Barry and then backed him up. Barry's ran the short side, and they should be feeling pretty good at the moment, Muswellbrook. They should be Peebles on the far wing. They're going to give him plenty of pepper, I'd say, in the next 20-odd minutes.
Yeah, I may have called Danny O'Sullivan in that play. It's actually Peter Cullen. I think he's swapped wings since they lined up at the start of the match. But what a great start for the Muswellbrook side. They lead 10-0 after 10 minutes. Having said that, though, we were watching a very similar game Saturday night at Olympic Park just a couple of weeks ago. That's right, Chris.
Muswellbrook are actually, the wind's come back up again, running into a bit of a wind here, so they'd be quite happy with this. Pete Cullen, that was great work from a winger to stay involved, and Barry Edwards naturally keeping the ball alive, which he's brilliant at doing, as we've seen last time. Aberdeen have got to start to try and get some possession and some field position. They've been on their back foot most of this game.
Well, I was talking to Mark Feeney before the game started, and you know, one of the things that we had just a quick word about was the fact that possession really was going to be important on a game day like today, where the wind really is blowing up big time. You know, shorten up some of the passes and watch the kicking game. And the passing, well, Aberdeen haven't had much chance to do much with the passing, but their kicking game so far today hasn't been great.
They've had one shot, and that probably cost them, I'd say, in the long run. Jeff Sampson just missed from the sideline. He's another bloke that can kick a ball. You watch any line dropouts, he can kick the ball 60, 70 metres on the fly. Muswellbrook got the upper hand at the moment, but these Tigers, they've got to get the ball. When they get the ball, we could see a change around.
10-0 on the T-Services scoreboard after 11 minutes at Aberdeen's McKinnon Field, and Muswellbrook taking the ball right up out of their own corner of the field. I think they may actually be Peter Cullen picking it up. We're about as far as possible from the action there at this stage, and the referee Matt Delforce saying there's a little bit of foolish play in the a bit of carry on, I guess, in the tackle there, and we'll see a penalty go to Muswellbrook. That'll be our first penalty for the match, I think.
Yes, mate, and Aberdeen don't need to give penalties down there in their advantage zone.
So Muswellbrook again, easy to relieve the pressure. I guess they'd be liking to kick that one from further up the field, but hey, you take them where you can get them early in the game. So Radcliffe takes the tap, gets it onto, I think that might be Marco in underneath the pack there. There's certainly a big crowd forming over the top. Tad Moffat moving up into dummy half. We didn't see that till late in the game last week, so that might be a bit of a change in tactics from the Rams this week. Edwards, the player wrapped up there just inside the touchline. That is that Peter Ellis already on?
Yeah, Peter Ellis come on about 5 minutes ago, mate.
That's I think his first touch of the ball though, and not a happy one for him, or is he?
He's knocked it on there he's complaining about it, but I think it was pretty well lost it.
So just again, possibly some grand final nerves there. Ellis settling down into the front row. So Aberdeen Muswellbrook get the feed. So it must have been a knock on both ways. There we go. So Muswellbrook killing him on the scrum count at the moment. That'll be 4-1 now. That scrum count on our Farrell's match stats. As we go, Kurt Dial now. Now they come out through. Sorry, plenty of noise going on in the crowd in front of us through Sebastian Lees. Now they go forward again. Now this time it's Ellis. Ellis gets up over the 40, almost up to the 30, holds onto the ball this time, and we see Radcliffe again in a dummy half. He goes over to the right. In the headgear it's Shaw. Shaw holds onto the ball, takes the tackle. He's about 28 metres out. We've been playing 12.5 minutes in the Group 21 Grand Final on the T-Services scoreboard. It's Muswellbrook 10, Aberdeen 0. As that's Jeff Sampson now. He finds it offloading to Oliver Doherty. Doherty's about 15 out. Question mark over that last pass, but ruled okay by Matt Delforce. Edwards puts the bomb up, chasing around underneath it Danny O'Sullivan for the Muswellbrook Rams, but instead it's taken by his opposite number, Rod Vaughan, and Vaughan almost dragged into touch, but he's wrapped up there on the 10-metre line. Now it's with Rod Manwaring. He charges up to about the 20-metre line. In fact, right on the 20-metre line he's tackled. First real chance for Aberdeen to have some possession for a good 3 or 4 minutes. Now it's with Vaughan. Vaughan finds another 10 metres. They're starting to make some yards now, the Aberdeen side. That's good news for them. And the taking it forward this time is Stephen Bridge, the halfback. He's only got the fullback to beat. He gets around him. The foot race is on now. It's Marco chasing Bridge. Bridge gets away from the tap from Marco. He's got around the winger as well, but he can't quite get there. It's about a 60-metre run there from Stephen Bridge for the Aberdeen Tigers, but he couldn't quite get there. There'd only be a couple of tackles left in this play now. Goes on to Nick Buckman for Aberdeen. I think that's his first touch of the ball. He's about 5 out. Last tackle called by the referee, Matt Delforce. Little chip kick comes forward. I think there's been a little bit of a knock on there from a diving Gary Edwards right under the post though, so the pressure will not be relieved yet. Aberdeen will get the scrum feed here. Only a matter of metres out directly in front of the post.
Oh, what a run from Stephen Bridge. He's run 75 metres. He's done more ducks and weaves than Fred Astaire and still couldn't get over the line. Pressure's right on Muswellbrook now.
More ducks and weaves than Fred Astaire. Where did you find that one, Tim?
That shows how old I am, mate.
Sean Tanner it was taking the ball from the scrum for the Aberdeen Tigers. Now we've got a player on there in 17, I think, there for Aberdeen. Chris Lewis then on the sideline. If you can check that number for us for Aberdeen, who's in 16 and 17. We'll come to you in a moment if you've got them for us.
Okay.
Have you got those details there for us, mate?
16 is Robert French, 17 Darren McKellar.
Thank you very much. So French in 16, McKellar in 17. Now the Aberdeen Tigers, they go right out wide. The ball goes to ground. Picked up there by Rod Vaughan over in the corner of the field. He's dived over, but no, there's been ruled a knock on there.
Manwaring hitting the ball at pace. It just popped off his shoulder, went forward, bounced backwards, but it was a knock on. That was danger time for the Rams because he was in for all things, for all whatever. He was in.
It was indeed, but yeah, as we saw at Olympic Park a couple of weeks ago, as Muswellbrook picked the ball up from the base of the scrum and John Shaw runs it himself, he gets up to about the 10-metre line. But as we saw a couple of weeks ago at Olympic Park in Muswellbrook, these two sides, you can't write either of them off. There's never been more than 10 points between them through the course of the entire season, and this game, you would imagine, will probably wind up in a fairly similar vein. But now it's the Muswellbrook Rams. They're on the charge again. Radcliffe's been very busy getting into a dummy half. That might be why we saw Moffat in there for a couple of tackles earlier. But boy, oh boy, they're having a really busy time there in the forwards. Now it's Edwards. He gets up over the 40-metre line and is running up the sideline. And he's how'd they keep the ball alive there? I'm not sure who's got involved in it. I think it might be City Sampson there just taking it up over the halfway line. But they've done really well to keep that one alive. Now they come across through Shaw, getting to plenty of support on the outside. They've got the numbers there if they use them. They don't instead. That's I think Tad Moffat wrapped up just over the 40-metre line now. And the Muswellbrook Rams, well, they're just making far too many metres. Putting boot to ball is Doherty. Doherty again looking for Hugh Peebles. Peebles, that's much better from him. He'll be feeling a lot happier in himself now. He's fumbled a couple, but he's taken that one well, and he's wrapped up about 8 metres in front of the goal post at his own end of the field.
After one knock on from Aberdeen, it's come right up the other end of the field. The Rams are making a lot more yards with the ball, one out, but Aberdeen are coming back now.
So real end-to-end football happening here. That's a Big Bear Logan. I think that's his first touch for the day, and he's wrapped up on about the 30-metre line. Now it's with Bridge. Bridge gets support from, I think it might be Tanner over the far side of the field. They're about 20 in from touch. Was indeed, no, in fact it was Quinn. Now they come back to the right. Kick comes downfield. Plenty of Muswellbrook players back there to take it. It'll be Tad Moffat. It'll be the first one to get to it. He's got O'Sullivan supporting him on the outside. He might have to go the other way. He still can't pick it up. It's bounced all over the place underneath him, and he's actually wrapped up on his own 10-metre line with the kicker there, Tim Lonergan, chasing him all the way down to his own 10-metre line. So suddenly what was potentially a good attacking move from Muswellbrook to start up, snuffed it out by some good work by the Aberdeen chasers.
Yeah, end-to-end football again, Chris. Muswellbrook will try and run it out here now. Notice Michael Hickling from Aberdeen walking a bit gingerly. I don't know if he's carried an injury, but they don't need him injured.
Okay, now we've just seen Jeff Sampson slightly lifted in the tackle there. Matt Delforce saying, no, we'll have none of that today, thanks fellas, and he's blown the whistle for a penalty there to Muswellbrook, so that gives them their second one for the day. Aberdeen yet to get on the stats sheet for the penalties, but our match stats for Farrell's Auto 1 Muswellbrook, it's penalties 2-0 Aberdeen yet to get their first one. But now Muswellbrook bring it up again. John Kelman it is who takes it up to the halfway line for the Muswellbrook Rams. Now they go over to the left. Al Baker runs the dummy. Instead it goes to Peter Ellis. Ellis is up over the halfway line. He's wrapped up about 5 metres into Aberdeen territory. And again, the Rams, they're just making metres. Edwards, he just steps off to the right. I tell you what, another 30 centimetres on that step and he would have been through the defensive line. Now it's with Radcliffe. He gets it onto Shaw. Shaw to Baker. Baker's first touch of the match. He's up to the 30. He's taken in the tackle. Now it's Radcliffe at dummy half. He puts it on again to Shaw. This combination is starting to work out really, really well. We haven't seen much of the Radcliffe and Shaw combination during the final series, but it's been looking pretty good so far today for the Muswellbrook Rams. 17 and a half gone on the T-Services scoreboard. It's Muswellbrook 10, Aberdeen 0, and again the Muswellbrook Rams, they're on the charge right over on the far side of the field. The little kick backwards comes to John Shaw. Shaw puts a bomb up. That's going to land in the in-goal area. Nick Buckman will take it quite comfortably, and we'll have the ball come back out to the 20 for a restart, and a bit of relief for the Aberdeen side from some fairly intense pressure.
Yeah, Muswellbrook were putting on some bit of razzle-dazzle there, but end up not getting the 6 again. Had to put the ball up. Last person in panic put the ball up in the air and was taken well by the fullback.
And we've seen Hickling take it up for Aberdeen up over the 30, and then there's a whistle there from Matt Delforce, and yeah, well, we can see why too. Just, I think Matt Delforce wants to keep this game clean. Neil Quinn was certainly squashed a bit there, wasn't he?
Yes, mate. Michael Hickling's come off, and we've got number 14 going on for Aberdeen. Hickling is injured. I've noticed him earlier on.
Okay, Chris Lewis, if you can keep an eye on Michael Hickling there, number 10 jumper for Aberdeen for us. He's just wandering over there to the bench, holding his hand, so he may have injured a wrist there. If you can find out some details on that, that'd be great. As we go back into the action now, and it's Bridge. He puts the ball across to Milton for Aberdeen. His first touch. He's up to the 20-metre line. Aberdeen, they've got the luxury of a few tackles on their side this time. Hamilton, he's charging forward. He gets up to about 11 metres out from the line now. So moving into dummy half, it's Mark Wilton. He charges from dummy half. He's wrapped up only a couple of metres short now. In at dummy half this time it's Tanner. They go wide. The ball's been fumbled there and dived on by, I think it might be Radcliffe for the Muswellbrook Rams. And again, Aberdeen, the attack just falling down on the last or second last tackle for them at the time that it counts.
Another chance gone begging for Aberdeen. They've got to control the ball down there because that's the closest they can get. If they can't control it down there, they're going to have trouble.
Couple of changes coming up for the Muswellbrook Rams as Johnny Kelman, he passes it on to Baker. Baker gets up over to about 25 metres now. Moving into dummy half would be Ellis. Ellis runs it from dummy half. In fact, runs into one of the market players, so they've virtually wasted that tackle. He's wrapped up there 32 metres out from the line. That'd be 4 tackles, I think, by my count. Now we see the ball go out to the right-hand side. Edwards, he shapes to kick, but instead is wrapped up by a couple in the tackle. Good work there from Aberdeen's Rod Vaughan coming in off the wing to get involved in the tackle there. Now the kick comes downfield from Muswellbrook deep into Aberdeen territory. I'm not sure if that was going to be a 40-20. It didn't go near up to the sideline, kick to the wrong side of the field, and good work there from Aberdeen's Nick Buckman to charge up to about the 30-metre line and pick it up. This game being played at a furious pace on this sunny day here at Aberdeen. Rodman Waring, he's up to the 35-metre line. Now they go across to the left. It's with Bridge. Bridge across to Logan. Logan through the hands, gets it onto Lonergan. Lonergan, he steps, he jumps, he gets up over the 40-metre line before he's finally brought down. Aberdeen, they're just starting to look a bit dangerous. I think there might be a try on the way for him in the next 5 minutes or so. It's Bowen, he gets up to the halfway line now. This Aberdeen side is certainly starting to make some ground here. They come across the half line again. Now it's into the hands of Troy Logan. Bear Logan possibly playing his last game for the Tigers. They go through the hands, get it onto Brad Milton. Milton, he's up over the half. They keep getting held up there. They can't make it past the halfway line. Matt Delforce says this will be the 5th and last, fellas. Stephen Bridge at dummy half. He passes it across to Sean Tanner. Tanner puts the midfield bomb sideways up. It's going way over. Has it landed in or out?
It's gone out. It hasn't gone out in the full, but it's made about 5 metres. Sean's kicking game sort of letting him down a little bit at the moment, but what brilliant defence from the Rams. The Aberdeen Tigers had it on the 25 and only got to the halfway in that set.
I think the Rams have come here determined to say, well, fellas, this might be your ground, but we're going to own half of it today, and it seems to have worked out well for them that way so far. We've been playing 21 minutes. It's 10-0 to Muswellbrook over Aberdeen on the T-Services scoreboard. It's the Group 21 Grand Final here on the Hunters 2NM as the Muswellbrook Rams, once again, they go forward. I think that's Kurt Dial being brought to ground about 35 metres out from the line. Now they go forward again through Moffat. They can't make too many metres, but Aberdeen having to come up and tackle in 2s and 3s every time. Troy Logan was involved in that one. He's been very busy for the Aberdeen Tigers so far. Johnny Marco almost gets up to the halfway. Radcliffe puts it out to the side, finds Shaw. Shaw has plenty of support over there. Then the Rams, Sebastian Lee's wrapped up. He's been quiet so far today, which is surprising.
Yes, Troy Logan's doing all Aberdeen's work at the moment. They've got a real... Oh, here we go.
Oh, this will be a try here. Muswellbrook have gone through the hands. No, it won't. He's Danny O'Sullivan it was who's got onto it there. But boy, oh boy, did Sean Tanner show some pace to get across and get him. I thought he was home.
Sean Tanner, look on Sean Tanner's face and said, the only thing you're going over, mate's the sideline. And he made sure he got there. But that was pretty dangerous there. Aberdeen was short of numbers out wide. Sean Tanner's come across in cover to work that one out. Bear Logan's doing a hell of a lot of work. He's starting to tire. He's trying to run this Aberdeen side by himself.
I think the Muswellbrook came undone there, and the Danny O'Sullivan wasn't expecting the ball to come quite through so many sets of hands out to him, and he suddenly looked at it and thought, oh my goodness, there's space in front of me, but he wasn't ready for it. Aberdeen, they take so that'll give them 3 on the match stats now. For Farrell's Auto 1, it's Muswellbrook 5, Aberdeen 3 on the scrums as we go again through to the left for Aberdeen. Now it's Daryl Bowen. He gets up to the 40, offloads in the tackle, gets it onto Neil Quinn. Quinn throws the ball back that he probably didn't have to do. Bounces in front of Tanner. Tanner picks it up, passes it on. I think that's Brad Milton, wrapped up on about the 40-metre line. He goes to ground. Now it's with Greg Hamilton moving into dummy half. On to Mark Wilton. Wilton gets it onto Stephen Bridge. Bridge, they're not making any ground. This time it's the 40-metre line that's been drawn as the line in the sand by the Muswellbrook Rams. This defence is absolutely ferocious. Troy Logan, he offloads, finds Tanner. Tanner looks to his outside. Instead he goes to ground. He gets back up again, passes it back on the inside, finds Greg Hamilton. Hamilton wrapped up right on the halfway line for the Aberdeen Tigers. They just can't make enough metres. How much longer can the defensive line hold though? It's very intense stuff. Over the far side of the ground, it goes to Bowen. I think over there now it's with the Quinn. Quinn gets it across to Peebles. Peebles to Bowen. Bowen, he's taken about 10 metres out. They're right over the far side of the field. They're on the last tackle. Can Aberdeen use it this time? They come back, go through the hands. Ball goes to ground, and yet another knock on, and it all comes to nothing. It'll be a handover because it was on the last tackle. But again, Aberdeen just starting to show that they can make something out of nothing, Tim.
Oh, it's great ball work from Aberdeen and great teamwork, but they just seem to be a bit impatient on that last pass. I suppose that was the last tackle, but they tried to run the ball. One more skip out of a tackle and they'd have been in.
I tell you what, if they'd held on to it there, it could have been a very, very different story. As it is, it's Muswellbrook 10, Aberdeen 0. T Services scoreboard, 24 minutes gone, 2NM's grand final coverage. And Johnny Marco, the player, bringing it up now for Aberdeen. He's tackled. They've got plenty of opportunity to go there. And I think Muswellbrook are just looking for a nice, quiet set here to just try and consolidate some possession. Again, they go out wide, and Danny O'Sullivan, I don't know, he just doesn't seem to be ready out there for those quick balls coming at him on the wing. That one he's been thrown. It was a pretty ordinary pass, I'll say. That was thrown behind him, but he's just got one hand to it, and it's bobbled out and gone over the sideline. So Aberdeen starting to make a bit of inroad on the match stats now, and that'll be another scrum to them. This one will go down on their 40-metre line.
I think Danny O'Sullivan standing a bit flat, and you've got to get back when you're a winger and get run onto the balls. And big mistake from Aberdeen.
Yeah, Tim Lonergan it was there. We've seen the ball come out of the scrum, Bridge onto Logan, onto Tim Lonergan. It was a pretty ordinary pass. Lonergan had to put the arm up behind him and up fairly high, and basically it was like he was swatting flies, and he's put it down. While the scrum's going down, let's go sideline for the Muswellbrook District Workers Club to Chris Lewis. Chris, what's the news down there? Any injuries to report at this early stage?
None to report. I understand Hinkley may have a hand injury for Aberdeen, number 10. But really, I mean, you look at the first half so far, Chris has been quite incident-free.
It has indeed, mate. I was expecting the obligatory blue between these two sides at some stage. It hasn't happened as yet. Maybe they've thought, well, this is the grand final. Let's go back to the field of play, though, as Barry Edwards takes it up on the second tackle from Muswellbrook. He's up onto the 40-metre line. Now they go over to the right, and once again, they're taking it forward through Sebastian Lees. He's up to about 32 metres out. Radcliffe in at dummy half. They go across to the right. There's that man, Sampson, again. Now he puts it onto Oliver Doherty. Doherty, ankle tapped, and just as well, too, the Troy Logan got in there with the ankle tap, and he's actually lost it in there. A little bit of a knock-on detected by referee Matt Delforce, because I tell you what, if that ankle tap hadn't come, I reckon that it would have been another 15 or 20 metres before they'd stopped him.
Oh, that's right, and a Bear Logan tackle again. When Bear Logan hits you, usually know you've been hit, but he hits you with such a short, sharp jolt. Usually a lot of people lose the ball when they've been hit by him, but I think you hit him on his wrong side. He hadn't seen him coming yet.
So another scrum to the Aberdeen Tigers there, and that about levels them up. I think that gets us up to about 5 all on the match stats for Farrell's Auto 1. We'll check those more closely at around half-time. But Aberdeen take this one. Taking it forward for them is Troy Goodwin. He's been fairly quiet for the Aberdeen Tigers so far today. I think he spent a bit of time on the bench actually in this first half. Now they pass the ball back inside, gets it on again to Bear Logan, awarded for his lifetime service to rugby league in Group 21 during the course of the week, and fantastic performance too. Now we see it with Greg Hamilton. He gets it up to about the halfway line. Again, fierce tackling from the Muswellbrook side around the middle of the park. Now it's a run from Sean Tanner. He jinks to the right, he jinks to the left, he turns around, he finds support behind him from Tim Lonergan. Lonergan tries to make up for the earlier knock-on, gets it onto Bridge. Bridge over in the corner of the field, finds support there from Brad Milton, and I think that might be Hugh Peebles there. It is Hugh Peebles. He's about 10 metres out from the line. He gets up, they come back across to the inside. Now it's with Bridge. They come through Sean Tanner. Tanner puts the boot to ball, charging after this This one's the front row forward, Michael Hickling. He can't get to it. Well picked up though by Barry Edwards. He's back into the field of play, and he's up over the 10-metre line. And again, a dangerous situation turned into a good run there for the Muswellbrook Rams. And now Matt Delforce has found a penalty in that one. That'll make the penalty count 3-0 to Muswellbrook over Aberdeen. And some of the Tigers fans starting to get a little bit annoyed that their side can't crack a penalty.
Aberdeen are doing everything right. They just can't get over that line, and Muswellbrook, you've got to give it to their defence. They've scrambled in defence. Aberdeen are looking pretty slick, but they just can't quite cross that line.
This game by no means over, by the way. Just repeating the score, it is 10-0 to Muswellbrook over Aberdeen on the T-Services scoreboard. About 27 and a half minutes played in this first half. That's Gary Lewis having his first touch of the ball, I think, for the Muswellbrook side. Oh, look at bouncing out of the tackle there is John Marco. And Johnny Marco, he's wrapped up about 40 metres out from the line there, but he's looking to take a bit of time to get up, and you can't blame him. It was a fairly decent hit. Now they start to throw cutout passes, Muswellbrook. They get it onto Barry Edwards. Edwards had Ellis on his outside, chose not to use him. He's taken on the halfway line. Ellis moves into dummy half. Now they go again through Sampson, get it onto Shaw. Shaw, low trajectory kick down towards the corner of the field, chasing after it. Nick Buckman for Aberdeen. He gets it. He runs sideways back in towards the middle now. He gets up to the 20-metre line. He's not going to get much further than that, though. In fact, and dives underneath Peter Ellis and says, no, you can take on me here, and we'll just let things go back to a more normal speed. Now it's with Rod Vaughan for Aberdeen. He runs it from dummy half. Aberdeen a bit slow to get themselves back on side and get set for this set. As Sean Tanner, he takes it up to about 35 metres out. They're right in the centre of the park. Now they go to the right-hand side. Troy Logan, look at him, head down. He tries to charge through with Sebastian Lees and Barry Edwards. Ball pops out the back, picked up by Vaughan. Vaughan, he runs back infield, and a good diving tackle around the ankles there from Kurt Dial. Now the Aberdeen Tigers, they go back to the left. It goes through Goodwin. Goodwin offloads in the tackle, gets it onto Tanner. Tanner finds support from Stephen Bridge. Bridge goes for a dinky little kick. It's been picked up there. Matt Delforce has rolled 6 again. Just too late for the player to pick it up, though, who's then kicked it on downfield. And Tad Moffat, he picks it up for the Muswellbrook Rams. Unfortunate there for the Aberdeen Tigers that call came just a little bit too late for him to make use of it.
He's put the kick through just as the refs called 6 to go. The kick was the idea, but Aberdeen are trying everything here, but they just can't seem to snap through them at the moment.
Well, this game, 10 points to 0. We've been playing nearly half an hour now on the T-Services scoreboard. It's the grand final of Group 21 on 2NM, and we go again back into the field of play as we see the Muswellbrook Rams. Boy, they're just making some metres, though. Every time they get the ball, there's virtually 10 metres there. And hasn't Johnny Marco been having a strong game for them in the forwards? Now it's with Shaw. Shaw, he cuts out one. He ducks through another tackle. Greg Hamilton, it is, who wraps him up in the end. Now they run the ball from dummy half one more time on the last tackle. So that was a quick set this time, and the Aberdeen Tigers will be very happy with that one. They've actually managed to get the ball back in some decent position. They're on their own 40-metre line. Now it's Manwaring. He just straightens up. He charges towards the halfway line. He's wrapped up in the tackle there. Now Wilton moves into dummy half. They start running cross-field plays. Now it's with Logan. Logan, he gets up to the 40-metre line, but there's been a forward pass to him. I thought it was flat, if anything. But,
yeah, it was a line ball, but it was called from the linesman because Delforce didn't call it, so the linesman must have spotted it. Sorry, not linesman, touch judge. Politically correct rugby league, sorry.
Rugby league coverage on 2NM, absolutely. So Muswellbrook will take the scrum. They haven't had a scrum for a while, the Muswellbrook side. So Johnny Shaw, he takes this one, goes over now, gets it on to Jeff Sampson. Sampson has support from Tad Moffat. Moffat pushes his way off one, wrapped up by his opposite number, Nick Buckman, right on the 50-metre line. They're in the middle of on the halfway line, I should say, right over the far side of the field. Now the Muswellbrook Rams, they bring it forward again. This time it's Peter Ellis. He's up over halfway. Johnny Marco, where is he? Though you're looking towards him to make some sort of a charge. They go the other way though instead, and taking it forward that time. I think it might have been John Kelman. It was indeed. Now it's with Marco. He gets up to the 35-metre mark, and again Muswellbrook, they're starting to look dangerous. We're into the last 9 minutes. We were talking about this as a danger period before the game. Look at Edwards. He goes sideways. He continues to go sideways. How did he get the pass away to Jeff Sampson? Sampson, he turns. He straightens up. He gets the ball on the outside to Daniel Burns, the big man. Oh, I don't know whether he's got it down or not. He dives in. Matt Delforce moves around and awards a try. Muswellbrook leading 14 points to 0. Kick to come. T-Services scoreboard. I've got to say, from where I'm standing, it looked very ordinary, the put down.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to see. They put it down one-handed, maybe whether it bounces or not, but that was a great try from Muswellbrook. A quick jink. Barry Edwards, as usual, steps. He got a quick step, got around a player, held the ball, and got it past the last minute, out the back line movement, and a bloke that deserved the try. Daniel Burns was a man.
He was
Yes,
a
big man.
And we'll leave it alone from there. As we see the score 14 points to 0 now, with Muswellbrook a kick to come. We've been playing 32 minutes now on the T-Services scoreboard. This is, I think, about as good a start as Muswellbrook would have been expecting for this game. They would have been thinking, yeah, if we can go in a few points up at half-time, we'll be going well. To go in with a 14-point lead, you'd think they'd be very happy. Potentially a 16-point lead, but it's really, really a tough kick. The wind is swirling. It is blowing right into the face of Jeff Sampson, who's got 1 from 2. He missed a similar one from about 30 centimetres inside from where he's kicking now. Right over near the touchline on the right-hand side of the field. And this one he's over-adjusted and has gone to the near side of the post of him. So that score remains Muswellbrook 14, Aberdeen 0 on the T-Services scoreboard. We've got about 7.5 till half-time. And as we were saying just before that try was scored, Tim, you mentioned in the match preview, the lack of match fitness for Aberdeen, having only played 1 game in the last 3 weeks, may start to tell late in the first and second half.
They are starting to look a bit tired now. They're looking sort of hurt and tired. In attack, they're sort of trying to build up. But when they've got to defend, they're starting to do it a bit tough now. And they'd be sort of praying for a bit of a break, I think, somewhere along the line.
Well, they've got one coming in about 7 minutes at the Muswellbrook side. They bring it up again. That's Sebastian Lees right over the far side of the field. And again, he makes some distance up to about the 20-metre line. And boy, oh boy, the Rams, they just look sharp. They really do. The Aberdeen Tigers have been unlucky, but the Muswellbrook Rams have certainly been the sharper of the two sides today. Now they go running it from dummy half. In fact, is Brad Radcliffe. He gets up another 10 metres. He's 32 metres out from his own line. The Rams, they continue to bring it forward. Tad Moffat moves into dummy half. He straightens up. And look at that, 11 easy metres. This time they're just making the yards time after time after time. Now John Kelman, and this time he makes 15. He's tackled just short of the 40-metre line. We're on the last. Radcliffe at dummy half puts the ball across. They come back inside. They run on the last. It goes to Edwards. Edwards looking to find Shaw, or can't get the ball to him. That's been a little bit of a knock-on in there. Instead picked up for the Aberdeen Tigers. A bit of a knock-on both ways. We'll bring that back in the end, I think, to the original knock-on. It was certainly a great little pick-up by an Aberdeen player. I couldn't see who it was because he was scooting through at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Bent double to try and pick the ball up, but great performance there from the Aberdeen Tigers.
Yeah, that could have turned into anything. It could have turned any other way too. Daniel Burns has come in to pick it up instead of dive on it. If he'd have picked it up, he'd have been away. It's seesawing, but Muswellbrook are really holding control at the moment.
We've been talking about the lack of match fitness that Aberdeen may have. I'll tell you one thing that'll be going in their favour will be the fact that it's starting to get really warm here now. The sun has come out, and the match hardening for Aberdeen may be a little bit less. But the fact that it's warming up may, in the end, turn to Aberdeen's favour towards the end of the match.
Yes, that's right, and I think you might find the Aberdeen crowd will start trying to bring them home shortly. They've got to get points on the board before the half-time, I think, for Aberdeen to really come out with a bit of confidence. Even if it's 2 points, they've got to get some sort of score on the board.
Yeah, absolutely, but they've only got 5.5 minutes to go with it. They take the scrum from take the ball from the scrum in their own half, getting it through hands to Tanner. Ball goes back on the inside, and now they've coughed up possession. This could prove costly for them. He goes picking it up off the ground. It was Jeff Sampson. He's charging. He's close to the sideline. Just a little bit of a puff of dust, and no, I was leaning around beside the post, and I could see the puff of dust there from the sideline. The touch judge has made the right decision there, but that was so dangerous there for the Aberdeen Tigers. They're only 14 behind at the moment, but to go in at 18 or 20 behind at half-time would be a near fatal blow to their grand final prospects.
I think Jeff Sampson, he's usually a ball player. That's probably the first he's had to run all year. He had the ears pinned back, but they are giving Sampson room to move today, which they didn't do last time.
They are indeed. Now the ball being taken up from this scrum on the 10-metre line for Aberdeen. They get up to about 12, in fact. Now Nick Buckman it was who came into dummy half that time. Now I think over the far side that time is that Darryl Bowen, and he's Bowen in the headgear. He's still trying to move forward and cribs another couple of metres in that tackle. Now they get it on to Troy Goodwin. He's wrapped up. He's 35 metres out from the line. From his own line, and he's lingering over the ball. That's hurt him a little bit. Are we going to get time offload by Matt Delphos? No, he finally gets up, and then I'll give him 5.5 for the dive forwards into the turf after the tackle there. Now Troy Logan's gone in there. He's been met a little bit high for mine there by, it wasn't Brad Radcliffe, it was the other tackle, it was Johnny Marco, the other big redhead there, but no action taken. I thought that one was a little bit high, Tim.
Yeah, it did seem. I think it might have bounced up off the ball. Troy does duck into a tackle, but that was getting nasty there at one stage. Aberdeen seem a bit lost at the moment. They just put in a nothing sort of kick, really.
Yeah, that kick came from Mark Wilton too. I don't think he was expecting to have to kick at that time. It's bouncing all over the place in the end goal area. Tad Moffat's had to try and do a 180, and he's just lost the footing completely. He's gone.
What do I know about football?
Yeah, base over apex. He's couldn't continue to get back into the field of play. So we'll see the goal line drop out with 3.5 remaining on the clock before half time. T-Services scoreboard: Muswellbrook 14, Aberdeen 0. The 2NM Rugby League Grand Final coverage for Group 21. Let's, while the kick's about to be taken, go sideline for the Muswellbrook Workers Club to Chris Lewis and just find out what's going on. Any news from the sideline, Chris?
Yeah, Peter Cullen for Muswellbrook's on the sidelines here. He's obviously taken a whack. He's got the ice on, at least he had the ice on his head, but he looks pretty ordinary at the moment. Apart from that, though, it seems to be quite incident-free, apart from those couple of nasty biffos that Tim was referring to.
Plenty of time for that to come up later in the game too. Mark my words, it'll happen at some stage. We've got about 3 minutes to go till half-time. Ball goes out to the left now for Aberdeen. They're on about the 25-metre line. Charging through that time, I think it might have been Neil Quinn. He's up to about the 20-metre line. Aberdeen, they're spread right out to the right. Instead, running it to the left goes Darryl Bowen from dummy half. He's up to the 10. Now, if they can use the ball, they've got the numbers, but it's a long, long way across the field to use them. They're going to try and do it, though. Ball goes to ground. Picked up by Tanner. Tanner, he runs it. He throws a long, tumbling pass over to Manwaring. Manwaring, he gets over and he's going to score in the shadows of half-time. The game's back on, boys and girls. There's about 2.5 before the break. The Aberdeen Tigers go in, and on the T-Services scoreboard, it's Muswellbrook 14, Aberdeen 4 with a kick to come. About 2 minutes before the break.
That's when you need to score a try, Chris, before the break. Rod Manwaring runs the same all the time. When he gets the ball, he claps it on, and he will run at you and over the top of you, and he just split those fellas and ran and kept going into the corner. A Tim Lonergan kick. With the wind with him, he could put this over. The game is back on. I think we've got Shane Randall on to Sullivan wing. Danny had Manwaring lined up, but too big and too strong.
They had the numbers there. They had plenty of numbers. I said it in the call. They had to get the ball across very quickly from across the park. I thought they'd lost it when it bounced in front of Tanner, but boy, oh boy, it was a really ugly-looking pass from Sean Tanner out wide to Manwaring. It tumbled over and over and over like a Russian gymnast at the Goodwill Games last week before Manwaring took that one. But it's put some points on the board for Aberdeen just at the right time too. They trail 14-4 now as we see Tim Lonergan getting set for the kick. He's been quiet today, Lonergan. He's had a go, but he hasn't really been able to get, I think, the results that he's been after so far.
A few forced passes have cost him a bit, Aberdeen, but that one came off, and they're back in this game. And the Tiger spirit, you watch this crowd, if this ball goes over, they'll lift for the last couple of minutes. They're probably looking forward to this half-time break, especially with a try under their belt.
Matt Delforce has called time out here because the ball was actually blown off the mound, so it's still blowing quite a bit there at ground level. By my reckoning, there's around 90 seconds till the half-time break. That's an awkward-looking kick. Look, he should have stopped and gone back to have another go at that. I think he slipped a little bit to the left when he was going to kick that Lonergan because he moved sort of to the left away from the ball and almost swung the foot around like a hockey stick to have a go at it.
Yeah, he was kicking that like it was going to fall off the mound. I don't know how many minutes we got to go, but they'll play out a set of 6 here, and you watch Aberdeen. They'll charge it up with these forwards now for these big runs.
Well, this is the perfect time to go for the big, deep kick-off. Also the perfect time, you'd reckon, for Jeff Sampson to practice his sandcastle building skills out there in the middle of the field and take a minute or so as we get ready for the kick-off. Sampson is going to go for the big, long kick-off. He's gone just to the right-hand side of the goalpost. Juggling it in the take there was Bridge. Bridge passes it on to Bowen. Bowen, he gets up to the 20-metre line. He's wrapped up by 3 in the tackle in the end there before he goes to ground. They're about 5 in from touch over on the eastern side of the ground. Now it's with Bridge. He gets support there. I think that might be Hickling. He's up to about 25 metres out from the line. They're not going to make too many more metres here. In fact, it was the other front row. It was Neil Quinn. Now it goes through Mark Wilton. He runs it from dummy half. They've got options here. I think that might be Bear who's coming to dummy half this time. It is. Now it goes to Tanner. Tanner puts a little chip kick over, tries to regather. Great work, Barry Edwards, right on the stroke of half time. You can hear the siren. Barry Edwards. Well, that's a fantastic wrap up to the first half there. As we go into half time, Muswellbrook leading Aberdeen 14 points to 4 on the T-Services scoreboard. It's the Group 21 Grand Final on 2NM. Tim, couple of quick comments before we take a break.
Well, this is Grand Final football at its best, Chris. Both sides not giving an inch. Muswellbrook got the upper hand at the moment. Aberdeen coming back at them. It's tough in the forwards. There's been no biff. I think they've got too much on their mind. They've got their premiership at stake. They're both sides trying everything, and the playmakers from Aberdeen at the moment, you've got to give it to Bear Logan and Sean Tanner. Just a few bad handling errors. Man wearing in for a try. He dropped 2 balls that probably would have put him in earlier. Peebles a couple of mistakes. The nerves have gone out of them now. They're playing good football. Muswellbrook's forwards, I think, have probably muscled up a touch better at the moment, but really this game's could be for anyone to take home.
Absolutely, there's only 10 points in it. We've said that's the largest margin that these sides have had between them through the course of the season. Having a look at, everyone's really put in today. The kicking game from Jeff Sampson for Muswellbrook has been fantastic. The work between Brad Radcliffe and John Shaw, we haven't seen a lot of that through the course of the final series. That's really come to the fore today as well. That was missing for Muswellbrook last time they played against Aberdeen at Olympic Park on the Saturday night a couple of weeks ago. Darryl Bowen's been effective in the forwards for the Aberdeen side. Nick Buckman's been great at fullback. We've been wrapping him all through the course of the season. He's done well. Sean Tanner started off a little bit wobbly, but has improved as the game's gone on. Also, Hugh Peebles, you've got to hand it to him because he really could have dropped his bundle. The first 2 that came to him, they were very difficult ones for him to take. The wind swirling there, the sun doing nasty things in his eyes and stuff, but he's managed to grab hold of it on the 3rd one and hasn't looked back since. And, it's just really starting to come together for the Aberdeen side. We are in for a crackerjack second half here at McKinnon Field in Aberdeen. We will take a break on 2NM and come back in a few moments. This is the Group 21 Grand Final. Thanks to Bogas Muswellbrook, T-Services, Farrell's Auto 1 in Muswellbrook, and the Muswellbrook Workers Club on the Hunters 2NM. In for the second half, which will be getting underway in a few minutes' time. 3:15 on a glorious Sunday afternoon. It is a shame, Tim, to say that one of these teams is going to lose this game this afternoon because it has been an absolute ripper of a game.
It's a ding-dong battle out there, Chris, and I'd say Mark Feeney, you can see the teams haven't left the field. They're sitting around the field, sucking the air in, getting the water into them. Mark Feeney be out there saying to the fellas, just be a bit more patient. Remember last year, we're not going to go through that again. And I'd say over in Muswellbrook, it'd be keep it up, boys. The defence is brilliant. Take your chances when they come. It's, I'd hate to pick it. There's been some good football out there. There's been some mistakes. Those mistakes could have turned into tries just with a bit of poor handling. But they're settled right into a ding-dong battle now, as you said.
Indeed. One man who knows all about ding-dong battles in the world of rugby league is Michael Farrell. Now, Mick Farrell and his crew at Farrell's Auto 1 have the largest range of 4-wheel drive gear in the Hunter Valley. That's at the Hunter Valley 4-wheel drive part of the business. There's so many businesses there. It's a huge complex. But if you find it hard to believe that they've got so much 4-wheel drive gear, what you need to do is to get there and check it out for yourself. Of course, they are in Maitland Street in Muswellbrook, and they've got all sorts of stuff for any 4-wheel driving needs. They've got the TGM and ARB bull bars, the Warner Knox winches, AirTech Safari snorkel, Series 2000 and Old Man Emu suspension kits, Tour top canopies. They've got the whole lot there. Hunter Valley 4-wheel drive. You'll find them at Farrell's Auto 1 in Maitland Street in Muswellbrook. They are proud supporters of the Muswellbrook Rams. Mick Farrell, I would imagine you're listening this afternoon somewhere there underneath your tent over on the far side of the ground. Mate, thank you very much for your support. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on as part of the Rugby League coverage for 2001, and hopefully we'll have you back for next year. But Mick, a big fan of Rugby League, and good to have him on board.
Auto man. No, he's a great supporter of the Rams, the Farrell family. And I've seen Mick and his kids over there. They're all painted up and in the spirit of the things too. And Farrell's Auto 1 stats?
Absolutely. What a good time to do them.
Yes, for Muswellbrook, the scrums are 8 and penalties 4. Aberdeen, the scrums are 6 and penalties 2.
Okay, well, the Muswellbrook huddle's starting to break up there. 40 minutes away from premiership glory, one of these sides. 40 minutes away from, I think it's fair enough to say, devastating heartbreak. Chris Lewis, who's been down the sideline for the first half for the Muswellbrook Workers Club, what's it been like sitting down there at for the first half on the grand final?
Quite warm, Chris. I was amazed that win sort of dies down, then all of a sudden it'll whip up again. It did swing round to the south. Now I see it's sort of coming from the north again, but it's very hard to predict. But on the ground itself, it is quite warm, and it's good to see the sun out. Interesting with Muswellbrook's start in the first half. They did it in the major semi. They did it last week against Scone in the final. They've done it again today. They've got this lightning start where they've sort of not necessarily left their opposition for dead, but they've had the start that I guess they really wanted. But very open play I noticed in the first half, apart from those two little nasty incidents that you guys were referring to.
Now we're having just a quick look at the Muswellbrook bench, which is right in front of us here. Peter Cullen is on the bench, so you'll need to check him out for us. Looks like Shane Renshaw's gone onto the wing there for the Muswellbrook Rams for this second half. Aberdeen just trying to work it out now. There doesn't appear to be any real injury worries, but Chris, if you can check out the details on those for us and just give us a wave when you're ready, we'll get them on for you. But we're about to get underway here.
We have Rob French on the wing for Aberdeen, so there's been a change there somewhere at the moment. I can spot.
There will be some pace for him there. So this game about to get back underway. Repeating the score, 2 services scoreboard. Muswellbrook 14, Aberdeen 4. 40 minutes to go in season 2001. Scorers for Muswellbrook: Kurt Dial, Daniel Burns and Peter Cullen have scored tries. Jeff Sampson, 1 goal from 3 attempts on this very, very, very windy day. For Aberdeen, Rodman wearing the try scorer, Tim Lonergan's missed his only shot at goal, but it was a pretty tough one from way out to the side of the posts on a windy day. And Matt Delforce, he blows the whistle. 40 minutes more, and we'll know who the Group 21 premiers are for the year 2001. A pretty ordinary kickoff as far as Muswellbrook's concerned. It bounces just to the side of John Shaw and wrong foots him, and he has to run back and take it inside his own 10-metre zone. So the Muswellbrook Rams, they're on the back foot to start the second half. Tad Moffat it is this time for them. He gets up to 11 metres out from the line. Now they start to run onto the ball. Charging forward is John Kelman, close to the best for Muswellbrook for mine at this early stage of the second half. Now taking it forward for them is the other front rower. It's John Marco. He's up to about 33 metres out from the line. They're again starting to make some ground now after a pretty ordinary start. Baz Lees, he takes it up to the 40-metre line now. What's the kicking option going to be? They go back, find Sampson. Sampson, he goes for a monster kick. It looks like it'll be a 40-20 if it goes near enough to the touchline. It doesn't though. It's picked up instead by Rod Vaughan rather. He gets hold of it and he takes it back up towards the centre of the field. And the Aberdeen Tigers, they'll be looking to hang on to this one early in the second half to see how they go. And as I say that, well, the knock-on comes. It goes loose. It was, I think it was Greg Hamilton trying to get hold of it. He's lost it though towards the Muswellbrook side attacking. They've got 6 tackles right in the teeth of the goalposts here, underneath the posts almost. It is Barry Edwards for the Muswellbrook Rams. Now they go across to the right, picks it up with Shaw. Shaw, he shapes to pass. Instead he runs it. He scores. We've been playing a minute 20 seconds in the second half, and that may just be a very, very decisive moment in this grand final. Muswellbrook will be looking at 18 points to 4 with a kick still to come on the T Services scoreboard.
Yes, Aberdeen, that try came from a mistake from Aberdeen, a knock on, and I think you'll find that Muswellbrook are going to play Aberdeen at their game of keeping them down that end. That kick from Sampson, put them on the back feet, put them on the back foot, and just another knock on. Aberdeen. Day, and I think you'll find Muswellbrook aren't going to try and let them get back up this end of the field.
So let's go to Chris Lewis on the sideline now for the Muswellbrook District Workers Club while we're waiting for Jeff Sampson to take the kick there. Chris, what's the news on injuries?
No injury worries for the Tigers. Cullen is the only concern for Muswellbrook, but I reckon he'll take his place on the field in the not too distant future. So from both sides looking okay.
Okay, is it a hand for Cullen there, or is it the head?
No, it's definitely the head. He had the ice.
Okay. Oh, he's got it there now actually.
Yeah, he's still got the ice on the head at the moment, so he's obviously feeling it.
John Shaw taking his chance there. Chris stopped, waited, hesitated, then shot straight through that gap.
It's just fantastic stuff to see. Jeff Sampson appreciating the easier angle to kick that one from. He's converted that one quite easily from about 3 metres to the right, or maybe a little more, maybe about 10 metres to the right-hand side of the uprights. And on the T Services scoreboard now, that would make it 20 points to 4. It's not over yet, but I can hear the fat lady starting to clear the vocal cords, Tim.
Well, Muswellbrook would have to lay down now if they're going to let Aberdeen come back into this. Aberdeen will still score tries, I think, but Muswellbrook are going to make it real hard for them.
Barry Edwards takes the mark Aussie rules style about 15 metres out from his own goalpost as Aberdeen kick off. He took it right in front of the posts. Now they're taking it forward again through Oliver Doherty for the Muswellbrook Rams. Muswellbrook haven't won a premiership in 17 years. Aberdeen haven't won one in 8 years. It's going to be a drought-breaking win. Whichever side takes home the trophy tonight. As we go forward again through Johnny Marco. Now the Muswellbrook Rams, they go across to the right-hand side. Tad Moffat allows that one to bounce. He recovers his footing. He gets up almost to the halfway line now. They're in the smack bang in the centre of the park. I can see the Tigers mascot running around trying to bring up the noise from the Aberdeen crowd. That'll be a real lifting factor in this match, you would imagine. Now that was a little chip kick there, came from Jeff Sampson. Was taken by Bridge. Bridge was flattened by Sampson. Sampson then picked the ball up as it went free. Got it on to Daniel Burns. Burns then found support on the outside. Now it goes with Radcliffe, and we've got a knock-on been ruled in there in the tackle. So that'll be an Aberdeen feed, I think, there. But yeah, great work there from Jeff Sampson. He just put on a real spurt of pace after he put that little chip kick over.
Yeah, he's playing confidence football now. They're not up on him as quick as they were last time. They're standing a bit deeper and changing positions around. 5-8 out the centres. They're trying to. They've had a game plan against Aberdeen, I think, with the Sampson factor.
Okay, we've seen the scrum go down this time. It's actually collapsed. They have a second go at it, feeding the scrum. Stephen Bridge for Aberdeen. They need to get some points on the board in the next few minutes, you would imagine. Otherwise, Muswellbrook are really going to be able to start shutting up shop. Sean Tanner, now they take the ball right over to the far side of the ground. That might be Troy Logan over there. It is Troy Logan. He gets up to about 30 metres out from the line, wrapped up by his opposite number, Barry Edwards, who's had a belter of a game today. Now they come back onto the inside there, diving into the tackle. Couple of Muswellbrook players. And again, we're starting to see what Muswellbrook did to Scone last week, where they start to tackle in 3s and 4s and just say, no, we've got our lead. You've got to really play the catch-up footy to try and get us. Here's a man who's capable of doing it for Aberdeen. It's I've forgotten his name. I've gone completely blank. Darryl Bowen it is. He gets up to the 40-metre line. Now they go across to the outside. They bring the ball back in, and great work there from Troy Goodwin. Also involved in the play was Mark Wilton, but Goodwin gets it up over the halfway line. We've got two skinny second rowers, both wearing headgear. How hard's this for me and the Aberdeen Tigers? They go for the kick downfield. It's going right down into the in-goal area and should bounce over the sideline. It does in fact do that in the end, but a great bit of reading of the play there by Tad Moffat. What's the big idea of Aberdeen doing that? They've got the two second rowers both in the headgear. They're both tall and skinny. What's the go?
They know we're calling the game. They're going to upset us somehow right along. Tad Moffat's had a busy game, mate. He calm and cool, collected under that kick, but he's been in everything and he's having a very busy game.
He's the man Muswellbrook have relied on every time they've needed to get some go forward happening, and John Kelman, he took it for him that time. Then it goes to his front row partner, Johnny Marco. It's been Kelman and then Marco, and now let's see which way they go this time. They go back on the inside, and plenty of supporting options. Danny O'Sullivan, it was in fact running in off the wing. I wasn't expecting that move from them. He's taken that one. Now they go across to the right. Sebastian Lees, he's up over the halfway line. Boy, oh boy, he's like a steam train when he gets going. He's up over the halfway line now, and again, Muswellbrook, they'll be looking to do something special. And instead they go for the long pass back to Jeff Sampson. Sampson puts it right down into the corner of the field. It bounces square. It's like a Shane Warne leggy, that one, and it's almost wrong-footed Rod Vaughan over in the far corner of the field, but he manages to pick it up and take it on about the 10-metre line. So Aberdeen, they defuse that one. Now they're trying to make some metres, and they do in fact get some ground. They're up to about the 30-metre line. They're right over in the far corner of the field at the moment here at McKinnon Field in Aberdeen. They're up again, making more metres. They've got options out over to the right. Which way do they go? They go, in fact, go over to the left this time. Getting on to, I'll take the odds to it. That time I'll say it was Troy Goodwin. No, I've got the wrong one. It's Darryl Bowen. He's up to the 40-metre line. Now they come again. They're going. They've got the numbers to the left if they can use them, but they can't get there. Just this Muswellbrook defence. Look at them charging up there at great pace, including John Shaw, Daniel Burns on that occasion. They get it back on the inside. Aberdeen get it to Stephen Bridge. Bridge puts it down to Danny O'Sullivan. Falcons himself. It bounces back into the head. Goes down to the ground. He chases it back. Picks it up almost on his own in-goal line and takes it up to the 10-metre line. Muswellbrook, they're a little bit slow to get back on side. Moffat, he runs around the outside. He gets the ball. onto the outside, finds Kurt Dial. Dial gets support on the far side of the field there from Barry Edwards. Edwards with his distinctive running style. He's wrapped up about 42 metres out. He's very close to the touchline. They're trying to drive him into touch, and the punches start to be thrown. We were waiting for it to happen. We didn't see it in the first half. Now, how many players are in on the fight? I can see 26 minus 4 would be 22, and there's players being dragged off to the side. I'd reckon very shortly, Tim, it'll be 12 v 12, possibly 11 v 11.
It could be. It's the first blow up of the game. Whether he lets it go on, I don't know who started that. It was all from a tackle on Edwards. They've been giving Edwards a bit. Edwards been given some back. I would pick a Muswellbrook penalty, by the way the Muswellbrook fellas are going on, but Aberdeen don't need that sort of stuff at this time. They were starting to look pretty good. Muswellbrook are starting to really throw the ball wide at the moment, Chris.
I'll tell you what, look at this gentleman over on the far side of the field with the hat on just behind referee Matt Delforce. He had the best seat in the house for that blue, and he's telling all his mates about it right now.
It's the first time I've seen a bloke in a wheelchair get up and run out.
Oh, he's sitting there, he's having a good old laugh. The referees and the referee and touch judges just having a bit of a chat. Matt Delforce has had a chat with Mark Bowditch, who's jogging back over to this. What's Bowditch going to say about this one? He's gone 70 metres to give his report on that one. Dave Windle's the man on the spot now. Dave Windle's had his word.
Mark Bowditch has run over there to say, look, I don't think I've seen anything.
Yeah, that's a big possibility, but Delhi is laying down the law at the moment, as he is wont to do. He's having a good word to Aberdeen. Aberdeen players are picking up the ball, so I reckon the penalty's going to go the other way for this game. Look at Tad Moffat's jumper. It was hanging off his back in shreds there.
Yeah.
The armpit's gone. Half the back's gone. I'd reckon Moffat will be out there in a different jumper shortly. He's getting a bit of a word there from Matt Delforce. Matt Delforce getting quite animated in his discussion there. I think it was Jeff Sampson going in for another word as well there. Now Matt Delforce is certainly saying plenty to Tad Moffat. Captain coach Barry Edwards in there. No one's going to be sent off, no one's going to be sin bin. That's good news, because we don't want this game decided by that kind of a factor today. And really, as you said, Tim, the first blow up of the game, and probably a little bit overdue between these two sides. Really taking 47 minutes to get to it.
Aberdeen's penalty. After all that, the boys have had a good blow and good rest anyway in that time.
Right in front of the Muswellbrook tent too, I might add. So
watch the big tackles here.
Swayed by it. Now the Aberdeen side, they'll be taking it forward in leaps and bounds this time. I think that's hickling for them. They get up to about the 20-metre line now. They've got support out to the left. It goes to Bridge. Bridge, he gets it on to Bowen. Bowen, he doesn't make any more metres. He's taken on the 19. Now they go back again to the left. It's with Bridge. Bridge gets it on to Logan. Bear Logan finds the ball on the inside to support there from, I think it might be Manwaring. Manwaring, he's gone back on the outside then. Now they go across again. It was in fact Tanner. It was a good call from you there, Tim. Now Bear Logan, he gets it in the shadows of the post. He's about 4 metres out. Now it goes to Wilton. Wilton, a dummy half, offloads, finds Tanner again. He's been busy. Ball knocked to ground. What's it been called there? It's been called as a knock on from Muswellbrook, so it was either going to be 6 again or a scrum to go down.
They had the numbers there, Aberdeen. It was knocked down by Sauce Radcliffe, and I think it could have been a try-saver knockdown, but they've got to settle down and try and defend for another 6. I think Aberdeen have grown another leg there since that bit of a dust up, and they're going to try and nail this home now.
Muswellbrook, they're holding out the Aberdeen side, taking a charge from the base of the scrum for Aberdeen is Rod Manwaring. He's about 2 metres out. He's right over in the far corner of the field, eastern side of the ground. And look at Barry Edwards charge up from the line for the intercept, and that could be a match saver. He's got up to nearly the 40-metre line, and they're trying to drag him into touch. He's just lying there saying, no, I'll just lie in the sun. No problem for mine. Now they get it onto the fast-charging John Kelman. Again, first tackle for Muswellbrook, and again, John Kelman, the man they turn to make some metres for it. Now they go across to the right. It goes to Baz Lees. Lees gets it on to Sampson. Sampson has support there from Moffat. You can tell it's Moffat because he's wearing his jumper like a Tarzan loincloth at the moment. It's just hanging off and flying in the breeze here. Now it goes back to Burns. Burns has taken about 35 metres out. Running it from dummy half is Oliver Doherty. Doherty only gets up as far as the 40-metre mark. We've been playing 10 minutes in the second half. It's 20 points to 4. Muswellbrook over Aberdeen on the T-Services scoreboard. Al Baker's just back on the ground for the Muswellbrook Rams. He gets up to the halfway line. Now it's with Radcliffe. Radcliffe, long ball, goes back to Sampson. Thought about the 40-20. Changes his mind. Puts it a long way up. It goes way up into the sky, into the arms of Nick Buckman. Bounces out of the arms of Nick Buckman onto the ground. Muswellbrook are going to get the scrum feeder out the 20-metre mark, about 10 in from touch as we go sideline for the Muswellbrook and District Workers Club. Chris Lewis, what's the news from the bench?
On the bench, mate, all quiet.
Oh, well, that was disappointing.
Yeah, I thought so too.
How's George Cyrus enjoying the game? You got him right next to you there?
George is loving it, mate.
Oh, good stuff.
Geez, you very rarely see a mistake like that, Chris, from Nick Buckman. He's usually very safe, but that was a swirling high ball.
That was, and just the wind, I think, just gusted up again. Have a look at the flags on the far side, Tim. They are blowing. On this side of the ground, they are a dead set flaxen, so there is nothing going on. Now, Moffat's out there in jumper number 18. They've replaced the Tarzan gear for Tad Moffat. He's got jumper 18 on now. He's, well, I thought he knocked that on, and then he's made a bit of an issue out of it with Sean Tanner, who's managed to pick it up. And in the end, the penalty's gone to the Aberdeen Tigers. They go for the quick touch finder, and that's a shocker. It's made all of about 4 metres for them, so they're still deep in their own territory. But they run hard with it, taking it up forward for them. It's Darryl Bowen. He's up to the 40-metre line. There's 16 points down. There's 29 minutes of play left in the 2001 Grand Final here. It's the Group 21 Grand Final on the Hunters 2NM, brought to you by the crew at the Muswellbrook Workers Club, also Farrell's Auto 1, Tees Services, and Bogas Muswellbrook. The Aberdeen Tigers, they take it on the charge now. They get up to the 40-metre line in attacking territory. Almost a knock on there from Neil Quinn, but it just must have been the foot, not the hand that got to it. He gets the ball over to Tanner. Tanner has on his outside. Nick Buckman, he's right on the touchline. Tad Moffat flattens him about 11 metres out from the line. Just about 10 metres in from touch. The Aberdeen Tigers, they get up, they play it quickly. It goes through Logan. Logan gets it onto Hickling. Hickling looks for a gap. There is no gap. He passes instead. Finds it to Manwaring. They're right over the far side of the park. Aberdeen have gone from side to side of the park in about 3 passes. Now they bring it back again towards the grandstand side, and it goes to the ground at the feet of Al Baker and one of the Muswellbrook Rams, and the ball's been dived on. I think the Rams have come up with it though. On that last tackle, they have taken it. It's Cullen, is it, who's got in there underneath the tackle, and he's just taking his time to get to his feet. I think he's been possibly winded a little bit there. Now Edwards, he gets into dummy half, but boy, did the Aberdeen Tigers start to look dangerous.
The magic ball from Sean Tanner drew both wingers in. They had to come to get him, and then he's popped it outside and around him, and that was danger time.
Al Baker it is for the Muswellbrook Rams now. He brings it forward. They're up to about 11 metres out. Listen to the Muswellbrook fans over there on the far side of the ground. They're making plenty of noise there in the tent. Taking it forward for the Muswellbrook team this time is John Marco. He's up to about 25 metres out. Now it goes across back into Oliver Doherty. Doherty gets up to the 30, looking for options. Almost has a part of his anatomy removed there by Rod Manwaring, who's tackling ferociously at the moment for the Aberdeen Tigers. Jeff Sampson, what a great bit of play from him. He gets the ball back into, I think it may have been Brad Radcliffe. No, in fact, it was the other redhead. It was Johnny Marco. Marco put the kick forward, and it's taken by Rob French after it bounces 3 or 4 times, and a big bit of work there for the Aberdeen Tigers now. Time starting to slip away from them. It's only a 16-point margin, but with every minute that goes by, it gets harder and harder to reel in the opposition side. As we see on the run now, that would be the halfback Stephen Bridge. He's taken, Matt Delfos says around the shoulders, and that's what you have to go with. He's in a better position than us. Now playing it from dummy half, it's Brad Milton. They get across, they go switch side to the right, back to the left. Tim Lonergan, he's running it forward for Aberdeen. He's 32 out, wrapped up in the tackle by Daniel Burns and Shane Renshaw. Now it's with Rob French at dummy half. He passes it to the feet of Troy Logan, and there's been a little bit of a knock on in there, and that means that Muswellbrook will get the scrum. And again, an attacking run for Aberdeen. It all comes to naught, and I think if we had a possession graph for this one, you'd find that Aberdeen are regularly getting to 4 tackles, but they're not often getting to the 5th.
That's right. They just see that knock on, that last pass shows, I'd hate to say it, shows a sign of a tired side when they start to knock balls on that. They've tried everything. It's just the last couple of passes just sees, oh, here's the one against the feed.
That's the first one of those I've seen in Group 21 all season. Scrum's gone against the feed. Aberdeen have come up with it, so they've got another chance now. Moving into dummy half, Nick Buckman. Buckman, he gets it onto Troy Goodwin. Goodwin wrapped up about 30 metres out from the line now. It's with Wilton. Wilton goes to the side. He finds Neil Quinn. Quinn, he makes another 10 metres. He's up to about 20 metres out from the line now. Brad Milton will move into dummy half, or will it be Mark Wilton? They play a little bit of a mousetrap play. Now it goes with Sean Tanner. Tanner, he runs it. Now they finds it onto Stephen Bridge. Bridge, he's about 12 metres out. He's directly in front of the post. There's 14 gone in the second half. Now it's with Milton. Milton, no one tries to tackle him. Unbelievable. That could almost have been a try. The Muswellbrook side just stood there and looked at him and said, oh, no, you tackle him. No, you tackle him. And he just walks through.
It was a case of whose is he, and Milkshake Milton seen that line and he went over it, but he was on his back at the time.
Mate, we had more steps and swerves than Fred Astaire before. If we had that in the first half, then that was a dead set Ginger Rogers performance from Brad Milton, I'll give you the tip. He just walks through towards the line. It was just the fact that Muswellbrook managed to get 3 players underneath him that prevented him from grounding the ball.
I'm not sure if Ginger ended up on her back there.
Thank you very much, Aberdeen. It's with Kurt Dial now as they've gone through the hands of the scrum. They're about 12 to the right-hand side of the uprights. There's a Muswellbrook player down in back play. There'll be a try scored here over on the far side for the Aberdeen Tigers. And they've scored it there. I'm just trying to pick up who the
Bear Logan
scorer is. It is Bear. Well, there's a fairy tale for you. Regardless of the result of the match, the Bear Logan scored a crucial try in this is rumoured to be anyway his last game for the Aberdeen Tigers. Having a look there though at about 10. Yeah, absolutely flattened there.
That was sheer determination from Bear Logan. He's had his hand up all day, and he's really inspiring this side. And this game's not over, not with Aberdeen. It's never over with Aberdeen. They'll come home strong. This could be a very important kick for Lonigan. This could put them right back in contention.
It could be. The player from Muswellbrook who was injured before was Kurt Dial. Now he seems to have got up and he's got back in the huddle behind the goalpost at the moment, but we'll just keep an eye on him. Chris Lewis, if you can keep an eye on Kurt Dial, number 3 for Muswellbrook for us, and see if he comes off as well. But
okay.
We've got the kick to come here from Tim Lonigan. He's missed his only shot at goal so far today. This one is 20 in from touch, about 21 and a half out from the goalposts. He's gone straight back from it. None of this round the corner stuff. He goes straight through it. That's a much better looking kick, and it's just hit the top of the uprights. I bet if you offered him 100 to 1, he couldn't do it again.
Sometimes you think, is it their day or not, Chris, with results like that? But Aberdeen are coming home, and they've still got the power. It's just a matter of determination and the fitness from here on in. Muswellbrook haven't had a lot of possession lately, but Aberdeen are starting to come home.
2 services scoreboard, 16 gone in the second half. Muswellbrook 20, Aberdeen 8.
Farrell's Auto 1 stats. We've got scrums 9 to Muswellbrook and 8 to Aberdeen. The penalties 4 to Muswellbrook and 3 to Aberdeen.
What odds the field goal from Muswellbrook just to extend that 12-point to a 13-point cushion if they get in the right spot for it, Tim?
Well, yeah, you'd be looking for Sampson or Shaw or even Edwards.
So the Aberdeen side now, they're not able to make too many metres out from their own line on this occasion. They're wrapped up at about the 20-metre line from the kickoff. So the second tackle comes. That might be again the big Bear coming forward with it. He's being driven towards the sideline. He finally gets into his expect Bear Logan in support. Not sure who it was. It may have been Mark Wilton, in fact, underneath. No, it was the other player, Brad Milton. Milton and Wilton, my mouth getting confused there. As the Aberdeen Tigers, they take it forward again now. This time it's with Troy Goodwin. He gets up to about the 35-metre mark, and he's asking for a little bit of direction there from Matt Delphos. I don't know whether he was sure he'd been tackled or not in the end. Well, the answer was, son, yes you were. Get up and play the ball. Aberdeen on the next tackle, take it up almost to the halfway line through Troy Logan. They get it onto Wilton. Wilton puts the ball back to Troy Goodwin. Goodwin puts it a long way up in the air. Spilt by Tad Moffat, but he spilt it. Well, that's been ruled forward by Matt Delphos. I don't know.
Yeah, line ball, half call, but he called it straight away, so he must have thought it went forward.
So
Muswellbrook have really got to watch themselves at this stage of the game. They don't want to let this sort of stuff get over them. Aberdeen are really starting to fire up now. Look at the depth of the back line.
Absolutely, they're set for a big one. Quick hands off the base of the scrum here. There's still a long time to go in this match. There's still 22 minutes left. Muswellbrook lead by 2 converted tries, 20 points to 8 on the T services scoreboard. Aberdeen, they take it out from the scrum. They go through hands to Sean Tanner, and now the Muswellbrook fans on the far side of the ground give a bit of an ironic cheer as Tanner finds that one just out of the reach of his outstretched arms, and it bounces off his fingertips to the ground.
As Bear Logan passed that, you can see the head as it's gone forward, and just the wind sort of just took it a bit out of his grasp at it. He probably should have let it go and caught it on the bounce. But that's taken the advantage straight off Aberdeen. They needed that then.
They did. Now, the Muswellbrook Rams, they need a consolidating set here. They just need to hold on to the ball and make some ground. Jumping up for at that time, Daniel Burns. Burns, the big man, takes it down. He's actually driven back about 5 metres in the tackle there. He's wrapped up inside his own 10-metre line. The Muswellbrook foot was very slow to get back on side. Maybe this heat's starting to take a toll on them. Bear in mind, they've had a couple of pretty physical games in this final series already, but they're lingering on the tackled player. Silly stuff from Aberdeen. I think it was Brad Milton. It was, in fact, Brad Milton, one of the 2 players involved in that, and a relieving penalty comes to the Muswellbrook Rams.
Pete Cullen's back on out here on the wing. I think Shane Renshaw might be moving into, yep, he's moved into hooker. I'd say Sauce Radcliffe's probably having a rest, or Johnny Marco.
Okay, so that's going to be interesting. We've got timeout being called. So we're basically at, well, we could more or less say three-quarter time in this match. We've got 19 and a half gone in the second half. And at this stage, Muswellbrook leading 20 points to 8 on the T-Services scoreboard. And, well, it's all or nothing time for both these sides. There's not a great deal left as Matt Delforce blows time back on. And again, taking it forward, Johnny Kilman for the Muswellbrook side. They're up to 35 metres out from the line. Now they go across, and in fact, running it from dummy half. They're throwing a good dummy there. It was Shane Renshaw. He gets up to, well, almost in, a little bit over the red line in the end. He's taking a lot of time in the tackles, though. Maybe that's a tactic from Muswellbrook too, to take some time in the tackles and slow the game down a little bit. Oliver Doherty, this time the player who brings it forward for them. He finally gets it up over halfway. The ball goes over to the right to Barry Edwards. Edwards, he steps right, he steps left. He gets around the desperate tackling attempt from Neil Quinn, but not from Mark Wilton. He's brought to ground. High ball goes to the Muswellbrook 5/8 in Jeff Sampson. He puts the boot to ball, gets back, gets around Nick Buckman. Buckman has to turn. Now he runs sideways. He's running straight at Renshaw. Changes his mind about that one. Ankle tapped instead. Goes to ground. He's about 11 metres out. This is where Muswellbrook will want the ball. Right down that end of the field, because Aberdeen can't score if they keep the ball down there. Let's see if Muswellbrook try what they did in the first half and draw that line and don't let the Aberdeen Tigers through it. They get up over the 20, but they're still having to crab sideways. That time it was Rodman Waring for Aberdeen. Now they go across to the right-hand side. They're still very flat on their own 20. Maybe get up to the 25 this time through Neil Quinn. He's wrapped up about 27 out, so they're slowly but surely making metres, but not at the pace they need. It's again, it's Wilton. He runs it from dummy half over to Tanner. Tanner gets support on the far side of the ground, driven into the turf though. Matt Delforce calls fifth and last as Manwaring is flattened into the turf. He's very slow to get to his feet. He gets up now. He plays it very gingerly. They've got to go for the kick. They go for the kick from Wilton. Wilton puts the ball straight to Peter Cullen. Now Cullen, he's put hands on it, knocked it back, no problem. Wrapped straight away in the tackle though by Tim Lonergan, driven into the turf. There's not too many Muswellbrook players on side, so that means that Daniel Burns has to run it from dummy half. He only makes 5 metres. Strong tackle there from Rob French. He's flattened him into the turf. Now in the number 18 jumper, it's Tad Moffat for the Muswellbrook Rams. Now it goes across to Oliver Doherty. Doherty, he gets up just short of the halfway line. Renshaw moves into dummy half. Now he goes across again to the left. Now it goes through Shaw. Shaw has support from Edwards. Edwards back on the inside looking for Sampson. Sampson can't pick it up. Ball's gone to ground. Picked up by Brad Milton for the Aberdeen Tigers, and he takes it up to 31 metres out from the line. Aberdeen, they're spread right out to the left. They can't use it though. They're not quite set. Instead, they run it from the play of the ball. It goes with the Greg Hamilton. He's in front of the post. He's right on the 20-metre line. That's only the second tackle, I think. Now it's with Logan. Logan goes across to Hickling. Hickling has support on his outside. Doesn't use it. Instead, drags 3 Muswellbrook defenders forward with him. They're 11 metres out from the line. Now it's with Lonergan. Lonergan, he gets the ball into Tanner. Tanner, long floating pass, finds Stephen Bridge. Bridge, he has support on the outside. There's an overlap here. It's gone to Manwaring. Manwaring, he throws the pass looking for Rod Vaughan, but he can't get there and the ball goes into touch instead. Danger, danger, warning, danger, Will Robinson. I tell you what, this game is alive.
With Manwaring that close to line, I thought he was in. Maybe he could have if he'd have dived over. But Greg Hamilton for Aberdeen, he's really making some good yards, and since he's been on there, even in the first half, every time he's had the ball, it's been quality ball. He's making great yards.
There is so much happening in this game. I keep looking at the watch. It tells me there's only 22 and a half gone in this second half. There's still 17 and a half to go. Aberdeen feed the scrum inside the 10-metre mark. Once again, taking it forward for them. It's Tanner. Tanner plays the ball back to Bridge. Bridge puts it on to Bear Logan. He scored one. He's dragged down just about a metre short of the line. There's not much in it though this time. Which way do they go? They don't go anywhere. They run it from the back down the dummy half. Mark Wilton dives underneath the defence. He gets the ball down. There's 6 points in this game. There's 17 minutes left on the clock and on the T-Services scoreboard. Muswellbrook 20, Aberdeen 12. The Tigers with a kick to come. Who's going to get this one? Boy oh boy is the premiership alive in 2001.
Head down, straight for that line. Pretty hard to tackle a man whose nose is just about on the ground, and that was a good try. Aberdeen are back, and we knew that.
initial kick. It'll be taken right on the junction of the 20-metre line in from touch and the 20-metre line out from goal. In fact, he's moved it back just a couple of metres there now. So he'll be kicking from about 22 metres out. He's not mucking around. What odds extra time, Tim?
Oh, geez. What odds? Yeah, Aberdeen have always looked dangerous with the ball, but they haven't controlled the last couple of passes. Muswellbrook haven't had the ball a lot lately. Aberdeen with the ball in the hand are starting to look a lot more dangerous. Muswellbrook are starting to look the tired ones now, but I think that's the defence. They've played well when they've put Aberdeen back on their back feet down there. They've got to keep that sort of game up. Aberdeen have just got to keep pumping away because they start to look dangerous with the ball moving through the hands.
So at the moment it is 20 points to 12 on the T-Services scoreboard. Aberdeen with a kick to come though, they're on 12. They get this one there within a converted try. The kick comes now from Lonergan. He puts boot to ball and it goes straight through the middle. He had one to the left, he's had one to the right. He's finally got the direction corrected and he's gone straight through the guts. 20 points to 14, 15 minutes to go on the T-Services scoreboard. Muswellbrook lead Aberdeen, but the grand final, well, the premiership, it's up for grabs. One of these sides in, 15 minutes will be taking home the silverware. But boy, oh boy, we've got the close one this afternoon.
Yes, it's grand final football at its best. This, a converted try in it. 1 minute, one team skipping away. The next minute they're on the back feet. It's a seesawing game and it's a matter of control from here on in.
So Muswellbrook, they go for the big deep kick off through Jeff Sampson. They go right down the guts of the ground. It goes straight into the arms of Stephen Bridge. Bridge puts support, puts it onto the chest of Michael Hickling, I think it was. He's wrapped up about 20 metres out now. In fact, right on the 20 he's taken. Now they come forward again, Aberdeen. They're just starting to really make some metres. They're up to the 30-metre line. Now they've got options out to the right. They use them this time. This time it's Hickling. He's taken about 40 metres out from the line. So again, they've made another 10 metres quite comfortably. What do they do? This time they run it from the dummy half position. Wilton though can't get any further ground and he's still on the 40-metre line. That'd be 4. Now it's Logan. He plays it from dummy half to a Bridge. Bridge has support there. Bit of a swinging arm from John Marco. Clears the tackled player though. They keep the ball alive to Aberdeen. It goes with Bridge. Bridge gets it onto Logan. Logan, the last gamer for the Aberdeen Tigers, lose the ball backwards. Now it goes to the ground. Picked up instead by Nick Buckman. Buckman, he charges. He gets it on the outside. Finds, I think it's Manwaring over there on the far side of the ground. It was Manwaring, but his little chip kick, he's knocked it on in an attempt to regather. Boy, oh boy, Muswellbrook look absolutely flat. Aberdeen look red hot and on fire at the moment.
Aberdeen are turning it on. They're coming home with the wet sail. Muswellbrook are just struggling in defence. The Aberdeen are keeping the ball alive. There's 2 blokes tackled there and flip the ball backwards to keep the play going, and that's looking dangerous.
So Muswellbrook, they feed the scrum right on the 20-metre line over on the far side of the field. Now they've got to hang on to the ball here, the Muswellbrook Rams, or they'll find themselves in big trouble. Kurt Dial, that'll be the first time he's touched the ball in 5 minutes, if not more. He places it back to Tad Moffat. Moffat at dummy half. He's only gets up to the 21. Now it's Renshaw at dummy half. He passes the ball, finds support from John Marco. Marco up at just over the 20. Now it's Renshaw who runs it from the dummy half. He stops, he props, he gets up over the 40-metre line. Wrapped up by Troy Logan in the tackle. Now Daniel Burns at dummy half. This alternating dummy halves is about 4 different players doing it from Muswellbrook. High ball to Edwards. Edwards gets the ball back to Gary Lewis. Lewis pops one up on the outside. He's got support there from, I think it's Danny O'Sullivan over the far side. Plenty of people calling for forward pass there. But referee Matt Delfor says no, it's all right. Now it's Sooty Sampson. He tries to find support. He has got it on the outside there from, I think it was Edwards, but Edwards has lost the ball and Aberdeen have come up with it. They're about 25 out from their own line. Now it's Rod Vaughan. He's running it forward for Aberdeen. He's been quiet in the first half. He started to come into his own in the second. He's about 25 metres out from his own line, directly in front of the post now the ball is. Taking it forward, Neil Quinn for Aberdeen. He's up over the 30-metre line. He's wrapped up in the tackle. Aberdeen, they're looking for options left and right. Which way do they go? They've got the back line spread out more to the left. They go that way, and they've got plenty of support too. Do they go the long ball? No, they don't. Instead, it was Stephen Bridge trying to run it himself through the gap. Manages to just squeeze the pass out. Gets support there, though. Again, it's Lonergan. He's only on the 40-metre line now. Now they come back on the inside. It's French. French, he tries to step through. He can't get anywhere. Taken in the tackle by Renshaw and one other. He's right on the halfway line. They're on the last tackle. What's the option? They try and run the ball. They pass it out to the left. Tries to pass it back on the inside. There's been a bit of a bounce backwards, but the Muswellbrook side have come up with it through Peter Ellis, and they take the ball. 35 out from their own line. Ball being swung from one side of the field to the other, from one end of the ground to the other. The grand final, well and truly alive. We've got 12 minutes to go. There's 6 points in it, and Muswellbrook, they're on 20. Aberdeen 14 on the T-Services scoreboard. Now their ball's right in the middle of the park. Shane Renshaw appealing for a penalty from the referee. Doesn't get it. John Shaw passes the ball across to John Marco. Marco taken right on the halfway line. this game going at an absolutely furious pace. Edwards at dummy half. He passes it on to Peter Ellis. Ellis, he's on the fly. He makes 15 metres into Aberdeen territory. Each metre might as well be 10 metres at the moment because this game is being fought at a furious pace. Barry Edwards, he gets it up over the 20. He puts the pass over. I think he's got Dial in support. Dial looking for the corner of the field. I think he's got it down. No, he hasn't. The touch judge, Dave Windle, shakes his head and says no try.
Oh
no
dear,
try.
the Rams have gone up as one. This is hard burning stuff at the moment. Aberdeen straight back into him straight away, straight off the tap.
So they bring the ball forward again. Listen to the crowd now. They're right behind the Aberdeen Tigers, this mammoth home ground crowd here at Jefferson Park in Aberdeen. Taking it forward. It's French. He's up to the 40-metre line. Now they go across to the left again. And there's plenty of numbers for the Aberdeen side. They get it on over to, I think that's Lonergan on the right on the outside. It is Lonergan. He's shifted out to play on the wing. He's wrapped up on the halfway. Now they get it across to Darryl Bowen. Bowen makes another 10 metres. Boy, oh boy, Muswellbrook, will that last attacking run have taken the last bit of petrol out of the tank? If so, it's 10 minutes too early. Let's see where the Aberdeen Tigers go with it this time. Buckman now, they've swung it right through the hands. They're over on the far side of the park. Now the kick comes. It goes a long way up. Who's underneath it? It's Baz Lees and Tag Moffat. They collide with each other. The ball's been knocked on by Muswellbrook. And now the penalty's been played as well. Well, idea they didn't talk to each other. Baz Lees and Tad Moffat, and they collided with the force of two Mack trucks.
Accidental offside, and Aberdeen put it straight onto the foot.
They have indeed gone straight to the foot from the quick tap. Now it goes backwards. They find it through to Milton. Milton gets it through the hands. He's got it to French. He's in the corner. There's 2 points in the game. This conversion attempt could tie it all up. T-Services scoreboard. 10 to go. Muswellbrook 20, Aberdeen 18 with a kick to come.
Oh, the Aberdeen legend in the corner. Robert French, he walks on water. He's in the corner. Let's have a look at this kick and let's listen to this crowd.
Well, on Wednesday night, with the Group 21 Lifetime Achievement Award. He was absolutely stunned by that. He said he'd like to go out a winner. I don't think in his wildest dreams he would have imagined scoring a crucial try like that though. And just absolutely fantastic to see him do it too. We've got about 9.5 left on the clock. The game could be all tied up in a minute or so. Tim Lonergan, he's gone 1 from 3 with the boot. I don't think this is his good side. He's only, well, he'd be 2.5 feet if that in from the touchline. He's taken it about 23 metres out. He's
got the wind with him, Chris. It's a wind coming across the goal face for him. He's got to actually go to our left. We'll see him line it up, but he'll be a hometown hero too if this goes over.
Willie Watt, this will tie it up, and we are in field goal time too. If he ties this up, I'll give you the tip. There's only 9 to go.
That's right.
So Tim Lonergan, the crowd will tell you the story if he kicks it. He comes straight back now. And he's actually going to kick this one around the corner style, which gives you an indication as to how far out from the posts he is. He swings the right foot. It's going.
Right between the posts.
The grand final's all tied up on the T-Services scoreboard. You've got 8.5 to go. You've got Muswellbrook 20 and they have stopped. You've got Aberdeen 20 and they are coming home like an express coal train.
Oh, she's all on now. The game's equal. Time to start again. Couple of minutes. This is where nerves and grand final football could take their time.
Muswellbrook, they go for the big, deep kick-off, and there's no problem on the field there for the Aberdeen side. They take it, and they're on the charge, bringing it forward for them. Michael Hickling, it takes 3 Muswellbrook Rams to bring him to ground. He's wrapped up about 25 metres out from his own line. The Muswellbrook Rams must be thinking, where has it all gone wrong? We led so easily early in the game. But again, Aberdeen have run them down. They did it 2 weeks ago at Olympic Park, and they're doing it again today here at McKinnon Oval. And again, they break through the line now. It's Stephen Bridge bringing it for them forward. He's up to the 40-metre line. Muswellbrook will be trying to slow the play down. They'll want the ball in good position. Wilton runs it from dummy half. He drops the head straight at John Shaw, and Brad Radcliffe gets up to the halfway line. Now the Aberdeen Tigers, they go across to the right. It's with Michael Hickling. He gets up to the 40-metre line. We've got nail-biting stuff. There's 7.5 to go. It's 20 points apiece on the T-Services scoreboard. They go back again to the left, Aberdeen. It's with Tanner. Tanner, he throws a little pass that's picked up by John Shaw. And Shaw, he gets up to the 40-metre line. He's trying to get up to play the ball quickly. He does so now. It goes to Marco. Marco charges it up to the halfway line. That's 2 tackles gone. They go across again to the left. Taking it forward for them, John Kelvin. Kelvin, can he break through the line? He can't. He's taken on the 40-metre line. Now it's with Radcliffe. He's got to be that dummy half. He goes across. He puts it on to Barry Edwards. Edwards tries to go sideways. Can't do anything with it this time. They're on about the 40-metre line. Edwards very slow to get to the feet, allowing his players to get into position. Sebastian Lees has to reach for that one, and he picks it up the big second.
Watch for the Sampson field goal, Chris.
Sampson is set for it. Are they going to go for it? He drops the ball on the boot. He kicks it from about the 30-metre line. I think it's just off to the right-hand side of the post, and the ball goes dead. And we'll come back for the restart on the 20, but a good call, Tim. Sampson was ready for it.
Yeah, he's lined himself up. See him point to the middle of the field. He's hit the ball, hit the boot sweetly, but it's on now.
He's had the rangefinder. There's still 6.5 to go. T-Services scoreboard. Muswellbrook 20, Aberdeen 20 in the Group 21 Grand Final. You're going to get live on 2NM as we go again with the Aberdeen side. Now they're taking it forward. That one there was, in fact, Brad Milton. He's managed to offload in the tackle to Stephen Bridge. Bridge gets up to the halfway line. Muswellbrook just about dead on their feet. There's plenty of tired players out there for Aberdeen as well. There's 6 minutes left in the season. We could go to extra time though, Tim. And that's a thought that doesn't mean thinking about for some of these guys. They would be absolutely exhausted. Lonergan it was that time. He plays it back to Tanner. Tanner, he gets it onto Bowen. Bowen offloads in the tackle. Back to Tanner. Tanner gets it onto the big bear. Bear Logan, the player of the year. He gets it up to about 22 metres out. Now it's with Tanner. Tanner, he shapes to kick. Instead passes to Milton. Milton, he's 11
field goal
out.
time, Chris.
Field goal time for Aberdeen. Who's their field goal kicker? They got
have a look at McKellar.
They're trying to milk the penalty out of this one. Nothing silly. They go back to Troy Goodwin. Goodwin has the shot at field goal. It goes away. I think it was wide to the left-hand side. Waved away by Matt Delforce. 20 points apiece on the T-Services scoreboard. One unsuccessful field goal attempt each on our Farrell's Auto 1 match stats. There's 5 to go in the grand final. It's all locked up. Who's going to take home the cup this afternoon?
This is going to come down to a bit of brilliance, and whether it's a field goal or a mistake, it's on for young and old.
Charging it forward now for Muswellbrook from the 25-metre mark is Johnny Marco. Picked up and slammed into the turf though by Troy Logan. That one's got to hurt at this stage of the season. Now taking it forward for Muswellbrook. I think it's Oliver Doherty. He's been quiet for a little while, and now he jinks back into the left. He makes another 10 metres. He's taken just short of the halfway line. Now it's with Brad Radcliffe at dummy half. He goes across to the left. He cuts out Sebastian Lees. Instead the ball goes to ground. It's knocked forwards there by an Aberdeen player in Darren McKellar. They've got him on for the field goal though, you're right, and it's picked up.
He's called a Muswellbrook knock on.
He's called a Muswellbrook knock on. Well, I didn't see the Muswellbrook knock on in there.
Neither did I.
The Aberdeen one.
Those sort of decisions can hurt, but there must have been a small one there somewhere. I'm not saying the ref wasn't right, but that one's beat me.
I'll say this much, Matt Delforce has been in excellent position all afternoon through the game. He's been right up there with the play, right level with the play for the whole game. And have you seen the knock on in there? It must have only been a little one.
Can they hold out? Can they hold out now, Chris? It's going to be tough for them.
I don't think they can. It's just going to be too many tackles in a row. They run it from the scrum, get it over to Manwaring. Manwaring right over the far side of the ground, driven into the turf. He's 27 metres out. He's over on the eastern side of the ground. Now it comes to McKellar. McKellar puts the ball back on the inside, gets it onto Brad Milton. McKellar will be trying to get himself set up there. They might go for the field goal early in the tackle count as well. There's McKellar. They're going to go for it on this one, are they? No, they cut him out. They go through Logan, get it onto Tanner. Tanner has support on the outside there from, I think it's, no, in fact, Tanner takes it himself. He's dummied us all. Now it goes with Buckman at dummy half. Buckman over to Bowen. Bowen charging at the line. He's 9 metres out. Buckman moves back into dummy half. Now it goes with Tanner. Tanner, he puts it onto Logan. Logan drops, charges to the line. Now he gets it onto Stephen Bridge. Bridge, he's put it down. And it's a double movement. Oh! Would you believe this?
How much drama can you get in a game? His arm did hit the ground and he bounced and went again. That could be a game saver, or it could have been a game loser.
What's done him there is that he actually moved the arm forward. If he'd let it just bounce, I think he would have been over for the try.
That's right. He actually lifted the elbow again to put it over.
3 minutes on the clock, 20 points all on the T-Services scoreboard. The game being played at a furious pace. There's nothing left in the tank. Who's got something to give now? John Marco dragging himself forward from the Muswellbrook side. He's up to the 30-metre line. Now they go across to the left. It's with Sebastian Lees. Lees is up to the 40. They can't get a field goal. They're still too far out. Now it's with Peter Ellis. He puts it into the hands of Doherty. Doherty has support on the outside. I think it's Danny O'Sullivan on the far side of the field. It is. He's about 30 metres out from the line now. Crucial yards being made. They're almost within field goal range. They go to Sampson. Sampson across to Edwards. Edwards, he cuts back into the left. Tries to get past the desperate tackle. He passes the ball back on the inside. It goes to ground. Picked up by Johnny Marco. I'm so excited my headphones have fallen off. Now it goes to Sampson for the field goal. A very ordinary attempted field goal. It goes well away to the left. Bounces right on the dead ball line.
That was a rushed attempted field goal then. Aberdeen jumped straight up in his face. This game's nail-biting. I'm starting to run out of things to even say by just watching it. I'm just dumbfounded by the way the pace has been played.
We've got the signal from Chris Lewis. Official clock has 2 minutes left on it. It's 20 points apiece. Aberdeen and Muswellbrook in the grand final on the T-Services scoreboard. You want a close grand final? Well, you don't get any closer than this. Driven into the turf there on the 30-metre line for Aberdeen from the tap is Darryl Bowen. Aberdeen, if they can get through the line here, they'll go very close to scoring, you would imagine. Troy Logan is the man. He's about 42 after his own line. Wilton at dummy half. He has support. They've got plenty of numbers out wide. Muswellbrook very, very quick up in defence though, and the good work there from Tad Moffat coming right out of the defensive line to wrap up the charging Brad Milton. Now it goes through hands. It's Tanner. Tanner gets it on the bridge. He's got McKellar. He goes to ground. He can't offload the pass. Boy, oh boy, how much would Darren McKellar have to score the match-winning try against the Rams? There's a minute to go. Field goal attempt there from Michael Hickley from Aberdeen. It's charged down. Well taken, in fact, by the Muswellbrook Rams. And they've got a minute left to try and do something to win this match. Well, we're going to be going to an extra 10 minutes each way. And I don't know if the voice will stand it, Tim.
I don't know if the nerves will stand it, Chris.
It is exciting stuff. And McKinnon Oval in Aberdeen. Taking it forward now for Muswellbrook. It's Sebastian Lees. And look how many metres he's made there. He's lost it, though. It's a knock-on. There's going to be time for the scrum to go now. There'll be time for one tackle. There'll be time for the field goal. All the time it will then sound. Boy, oh boy, 20 or so seconds to go.
Tackle from behind. The ball comes straight out of the hands, and you see he just made great yards too. This is the last-ditch effort for the Tigers. Can they wrap it up now?
We've got 20 to go. The ball comes out of the back of the scrum from Aberdeen. There's the siren. You hear it sound in the background. The grubber kick comes through. Shane Renshaw from Muswellbrook. He picks it up. It's a desperate attempt for him to hang onto the ball. He hangs onto it. It's going to go to extra time here. We're going to have to take a break. Dan Belling back in the studio. If you can take us a break because I need some oxygen. I don't know about... You rejoin us at Aberdeen's McKinnon Oval as the extra time period has just started. Muswellbrook kick off, they go to the northern end of the ground. It's taken by Stephen Bridge for Aberdeen. They bring it forward. The field goal of paramount importance here. Taking it forward for them is Darryl Bowen. He was good in last year's grand final for Aberdeen. He's been very good for them today. Now it's Brad Milton. He gets up to about the 30-metre line. Aberdeen, well, they'll be trying to make as many metres as they can. Muswellbrook will be trying to hold them down this end of the park. They charge it forward from dummy half now with Wilton. Wilton, he gets up to 45 metres out from his own line. Moving into dummy half, it's Milton now. Milton puts it across, finds Troy Logan, the bear. He drops the head. He gets over the halfway line now. He's wrapped up in the tackle there by a couple from Muswellbrook. Now it goes back on the outside. They find Tanner. Tanner puts the big kick downfield, getting underneath it and knocking it on! Is Daniel Burns. What's Burns doing at fullback for Muswellbrook?
Well, Fraddy back to fullback, mate. Had all the time in the world. That was sheer nerves. Geez, you'd like to back Aberdeen in extra time, but, well, it could be anyone's game. There's still 20 minutes to go, really, so anything could happen here. But, geez, I tell you what, Stephen Bridge for Aberdeen, he's really sparked this side. He's nippy around halves. He's got Troy Logan wandering around. He's got Sean Tanner outside him. These are the sort of fellas can change a game.
Well, the scrum goes down. Chris Lewis, any word on any injuries from either side at this stage for the Muswellbrook Workers Club?
No, I noticed that Cullen's off for Muswellbrook, Chris. He came off about 10 minutes ago. It doesn't look all that well. But apart from that, all's reasonably well on both sides.
Okay, mate. Well, we've seen a big kick downfield from Muswellbrook there. Aberdeen have come up with it now, and they're on about their halfway line. It's with Rod Manwaring. Manwaring, he gets out of one tackle. He can't elude the second though, and already they're back deep in attacking territory. He's 25 metres out from the try line now. He goes to the left. They get it into the hands of, I think it's Darren McKellar. McKellar, he has support on the far side from Bowen. Bowen, he's taken up 12 metres out now. The crowd's going mental. The players have to keep their cool. Brad Milton, he runs it. He's still running it. He's over towards the touchline. He had Rob French on his outside. He couldn't use it. He's wrapped up. He's only about 8 metres out from the line. They spin it back on the inside. It goes with Stephen Bridge. Bridge, he finds support, but they can't get it through again. Boy, oh boy, they're about a metre out from the line. Matt Delforce holds the hand in the air to say, fifth and last. Ball's gone to ground. I think it's been fielded by a Muswellbrook player though, and in fact has been, and Matt Delforce has found a relieving penalty as well in there. So the Muswellbrook side, they'll be looking for plenty of metres here, coming in to take it quickly. Sampson, Sooty Sampson, my word, that's a monstrous kick from his own line, and that's gone to the 40-metre line, and possibly could have gone another few as well, because it went quite a way back into the crowd.
Now, can we see what Muswellbrook does with the ball in the hand, Chris?
Okay, so Muswellbrook, they need to use the ball. They're up to the halfway line on the first tackle. Johnny Kelman bringing it forward for them. They've got to take their time. We're only early in this extra time period. Now it's with Peter Ellis. He takes it up over halfway. They're right smack in the middle of the park. They move it, try no one in a dummy half there, and one of the forwards had to run in and get into dummy half very quickly, but they've wasted that one. Now they go across to the right. It's through Sampson. Now they've got support. I think it might be Sebastian Lees. He's in under a pack of players. He goes to ground. They're only 38 metres out. Where's the field goal kicker? Where's Sooty Sampson? There he is. He won't ever go at it this time. He floats a long one out. Finds John Marco. Marco, he tries to push his way off. He looks dead on his feet, John Marco. He's given his all and then some. He's 31 metres out from the line. Now Baz Lees again. He goes across. They give it to Sampson, and Sampson, very, very, very flat attempt at a drop goal, and it doesn't even make the dead ball line in the end. Picked up just inside the end by the dead ball line by Rod Bourne, and he manages to run it up to the 20 and almost offloads in the tackle as well on his own 20-metre line. Muswellbrook slow to get back on side. Rob French, here's a man who can run all day and then tell you the story that can talk all four legs off a table afterwards. He's up to the 40-metre line. Now they go across to the left again to Aberdeen. It's with Stephen Bridge. Bridge, he plays it onto the outside. He's got support there in Darren McKellar. McKellar should have thrown the pass to Sean Tanner. Didn't. Tried to get to the line himself. He's about 15 out. Now they go across. They're back onto the inside. There's only a couple of tackles to go on this set. We've been playing 4 minutes of extra time. It's Muswellbrook 20, Aberdeen 20 on the T-Services scoreboard. It's the Group 21 Grand Final. We're in extra time here at McKinnon Oval. Now we go across to Stephen Bridge. Bridge puts a little kick in, chasing after it is Mark Wilton, but I don't think he's going to get there in time. Yes, he is! Muswellbrook have fumbled the ball. They haven't grounded it. Mark Wilton, he scored the try that will surely give Aberdeen the premiership.
Oh, Muswellbrook tried to hit it over the dead ball. The ball's touched the hand and come backwards and straight into a waiting Tiger on the prowl, Mark Wilton, and that's under the posts. The game's still not over, but geez, that gives Aberdeen the upper hand, and they've been playing the better football in the last 10 to 15 minutes.
What were the Muswellbrook side thinking there? You don't try and smack it dead. Dive on the bloody thing and put it on the ground.
That's right. That's right, that was a bad blue there. Aberdeen, you'll see their whole gameplay change now. Darren McKellar's made a big impact since his short, sharp passes, long passes, roaming around.
There's a lot of motivation for Darren McKellar, isn't there? There's a real lot of motivation for him.
Yes, that's right. Reserve grade captain coach, been off injured, usually steals a try or two, but they're the fellas who can change games. He's come on pretty fresh. He's got a bad playing with a bit of a back injury too, but he won't be feeling that at the moment.
He won't be feeling any pain. We've been playing 5.5 minutes of extra time, and we see Tim Lonergan from directly in front raises both touch judges' flags, and the premiership slips just a little bit further out of the grasp of the Muswellbrook Rams on the T-Services scoreboard. 6 minutes of extra time played. It's Aberdeen 26, Muswellbrook 20, and can Muswellbrook come back now?
We've got Aberdeen fellas down with a cramp, Stephen Bridge. That's how tired they're starting to get. Can Muswellbrook, have a look at the body language. They don't look like they've thrown it in yet. They've got to get the ball. They've got to hammer back really quick in this first 10 minutes of extra time.
Well, they go for the big deep kick off, and it goes a long, long, long way back. It's tapped there by short Stephen Bridge. It goes back into the in-goal area. Picked up there for the Aberdeen Tigers by Daryl Bowen. He's been one of their most effective for mine today. He's made metre after metre for them. He's up over the 11 metre. He's up to about the 11 metre line. Now they run it from dummy half. A reminder, at the end of this period, the sides will swap ends, and we'll keep going for another 10 minutes. So there's still a long way to go in this grand final. Neil Quinn, he runs it forward for the Aberdeen side. Now he gets plenty of support there from, I think it was Bridge. Now they come back again. They're going across through the hands, and a knock on there from Rodman Waring. Now they're going to let the Aberdeen side, Rod Vaughan, pick it up, because that means they get the scrum back here on the 40 metre line, and this could just be the chance for Muswellbrook to get back into the game. Yet again, they haven't scored for, I think, 40 minutes.
No, they haven't scored for a while. They've had their hands up in the air there early, but this is their chance to try and get back in this game. And does the tables turn if they can get back in? Does their body language change? Does Aberdeen start to drop their heads? This is just a game of anything could happen here.
Ball goes into the scrum. It comes out now through Shaw. Shaw gets it onto Sampson. And Sampson! He's up over the 20. He's up to the 10. He's got no one in support. Al Baker's right behind him. He couldn't see him. He was right at his 6 o'clock. Now Alan Baker. He has to go over to the right-hand side. It's with Edwards. Edwards, he shapes right, he shapes left. He takes the tackle himself. I tell you what, if Shaw and Sampson had seen Baker there, it could have been a different story. It goes to Sampson. Sampson to Lees. To Lewis. To Lewis. He gets it down! He gets it down!
The keg.
Alforce has to call the try! He does! 7 minutes and 51 seconds into extra time, and Muswellbrook get a try back on the board. Aberdeen 26, Muswellbrook 24 with a kick to come on the T-Services scoreboard.
The keg Lewis over, and he deserves a try. He's played reserve grade to start here, sat on the bench, young, solid. You can see why they call him the keg, and deserves a try. And here we go again. Will Jeff Sampson kick this? I think he probably will, but a man that doesn't seem to show many nerves, and no matter what situation. Here we go again. As we said, Chris, how do we call it?
Well, you have a look at Jeff Sampson. He's gone 2 from 4. This is probably one of the easier ones he's had today. He's on the 20 metre line.
Farrell's Auto 1 stats at the moment. We've got Muswellbrook winning a fair few scrums, and so have Aberdeen, and his penalties are about even.
I was going to say, forget the stats. There's only one that matters, and that's the T-Services scoreboard. At the moment, we have Aberdeen 26, we have Muswellbrook 24, Jeff Sampson 20 metres out, about 16 in from touch on the western side of the field. He's around the corner. The crowd are making noise to try and put him off. I hope you can hear us back at the studios and at home. He comes in, he strikes it truly, and he raises the flags, and it's all level again. There's 50 seconds till the break in extra time, and on the T-Services scoreboard, it's 26 points apiece.
Oh dear, Chris, dear. Now it's field position from here on in. How many minutes left in this half? In this half of the extra time, I'm not sure, but boy, seesawing game.
There's about 35 seconds left on my clock. Ball goes to the feet of John Shaw. He just lets it bounce at his feet. Picked up by Sebastian Lees. He runs it up to the 30 metre line. The message for Muswellbrook here will be just to hang on to the ball. Don't do anything silly. They do that. They hang on to it and they take it up over about the 35 metre mark. That was Gary Lewis, the try scorer. He's managed to bring it up over the 30 metre line. Now they go again across back to the right, and it's picked up by, I think, is it Barry Edwards that time? He's got it, he's up to the 40-metre line. He can't do anything spectacular here. There's got to be only 5 seconds or so left before the siren goes. There it is now. That's half-time in extra time. We were at 20-all at full time. We're at 26-all now. How much more left? Well, 10 minutes hopefully will tell us.
Do we come down to golden tries or golden points award after that, Chris, or what?
I have no idea. One man who will know is Bert Lowry. Chris Lewis down at the sideline. Can you go and find Bert Lowry for us? He's only about 10 feet off to your right, and tell us what happens if it's all tied up after another 10 minutes. We'd need to know that one. But if you can check that for us, Chris Lewis down there, go over and find Bert Lowry or Tony Goldman and find out what happens if it's still tied up in another 10 minutes, because that's all we've got left. As Muswellbrook, well, they're not mucking around with any huddle or anything. They're back and they're ready to get back into it. I've seen some great games of football in my time. The best game of footy I think I've ever seen was the 1989 Canberra versus Balmain Grand Final at the Sydney Cricket Ground, or the Sydney Football Stadium rather. But let me tell you, this one's right up there with it. Chris, just before the kick-off, what happens if it's all tied up?
If it's all tied up after the next 10 minutes, would you believe we have a replay?
Oh, we could be back here next week.
You said it.
Oh dear. What are you doing next Sunday afternoon, Chris Lewis?
I don't know, mate. I only work one day ahead.
Mate, I was working about 2 hours ahead until this game kicked off. The kick-off comes from Aberdeen. We've got 10 minutes left on the clock. And again, Muswellbrook, they bring it forward through Oliver Doherty over on the far side of the park. There's got to be just someone out there who can break this game wide open. But who? And every time it happens, it turns around again. Now the ball comes back up to the centre of the ground. It's with Barry Edwards. He takes it up almost to the halfway. Now the ball will come over to the right this time. Lees, he gets up over the 50-metre line. He tries to burrow his way for another couple of metres. He does so. Still tackling like a demon, Neil Quinn for Aberdeen. Now they come back again. They go through the hands, getting it onto Gary Lewis. Had Baker in support on his outside. Couldn't use him. Baker I thought was going to go into dummy half. He doesn't. Instead it's Radcliffe. Radcliffe to Sampson, to Shaw. Shaw onto Oliver Doherty. Doherty, he's got space. He finds Edwards. Edwards offloads. Who's that in support of him? I think it might be O'Sullivan right over the far side of the field. They keep the ball alive to Muswellbrook. Some sort of a kick attempt there from Barry Edwards. It goes backwards for him, and it's dived on by Aberdeen, and there's a Muswellbrook player down as well in the play the ball area. And he doesn't look terribly well. He's moving now, which is good news. But Aberdeen, they're on the charge. Tim Lonergan, they can't bring him down. Eventually dragged down by Brad Radcliffe, who grabs the back of the jumper. He goes to ground. Now the ball makes its way to French. French, he's up over halfway. Aberdeen are in attacking territory again. Muswellbrook is still down to 12 men. Now it goes through the heads. Bridge, he gets support over on the far side of the ground, and I think that might be Buckman this time. They're up to about the 40-metre line.
Sampson down, I think.
City Sampson, well, that's a disaster for Muswellbrook. He's been their chief playmaker for the whole season, and suddenly he's down. Now it goes with Sean Tanner. Tanner, he looks for somebody. He finds somebody in Bowen. Bowen's 25 out. Matt Delfor's holding the hand in the air. Aberdeen, they try and run it. Lonergan, he's going. Lonergan still going. He offloads to Bridge. Bridge, he pops it up in the air. It goes to Sean Tanner, but it's gone forward. And that's the second disallowed try for Aberdeen during the game.
Oh, desperation defence there. Desperation defence. Tanner tried everything. Frenchie tried everything. They were all but over. A last-ditch pass. They had to try, but to change over.
So where's the changeover going to take place now? It's up on the 10-metre line. They bring it out. Baker, he drops forward. He tries to run. He's only been out there for about 20 minutes and he's got nothing left. The adrenaline must be huge on these guys. It's taking a toll. Johnny Kelman, he's been going at express pace all afternoon. He takes it up to 25 metres out now. Lee's in a dummy half. He gets support there from Doherty. The forwards are doing it all for Muswellbrook at the moment.
Hasn't Doherty come back?
The 40-metre line. 7.5 minutes to go. It's into John Shaw's hands. Shaw, he gets up to the halfway line. I'm trying to see if City Sampson's back out there or if he's over on the sideline. He must be out there. He's okay. He's up on his feet. Now it's with that man indeed. He passes it over to Dial. Dial, he's in enemy territory. He's about 5 metres into the attacking field now. The big kick downfield comes from Sampson. It's over into the corner, the Aberdeen side. They talk about it. Nick Buckman takes it. He zigs! He zags! He zigs again! He's up over the 40. He's up over the halfway line. He's over the other 40. He gets around the tackle the Bugs. He's still going. He's up to the 30. Before he's wrapped up. There's only 7 minutes to go. You'd swear the game's just started.
He's just beaten.
Like Carl Lewis.
He's just beaten 24 tacklers.
He's done an amazing run, Nick Buckman. He's put his side right back in attack with heaps of tackles left on the count. Now it's with Quinn. Quinn charges and can't get there. He's about 2.5 inches before the line. And now Muswellbrook, they dive through and they play the ball. Just getting a hand on it is Mark Wilton. He's tackled. They've lost a metre. Now it goes to Bridge. Bridge gets it onto Bowen. Bowen, he's tackled a metre short. We're on the 5th and last. Field goal. No. Trying to kick it forward was Tanner. Now it goes to ground. They chip the kick through straight into the hands of Renshaw. He's been taking catching lessons from Mark Paul because he caught that one on the full without any problem at all. Now the Muswellbrook side, they've got to do something and do it damn quick. There's only 6 minutes left. Well, we're back at the footy again next weekend. As we see going forward, John Kelman, he gets it on the ball, on the pass to Barry Edwards, but Barry Edwards fumbles. It goes to ground. It'll be a scrum to Aberdeen on the 20-metre line.
Oh dear, the tired legs are showing there. Baz just trying to get the fingertips to it. They had a bit of an opening, but oh geez, backwards and forwards. Both sides fumbling, both sides throwing everything into this. Oliver Doherty, he's had a blinder for Muswellbrook. He's in everything. Aberdeen, Sean Tanner's really starting to stand out now. This game is really teeth, down to the teeth, whatever I'm trying to say. And Bear Logan.
Look at that! You want a fairy tale? You get the fairy tale! Aberdeen from the scrum, pass it through the hands. Troy Logan, the Group 21 Player of the Year, gets the ball. He waltzed straight through the defensive line. He plants the ball under the black dot. He scores. He takes Aberdeen to 30. Muswellbrook 26. There's got to be an end to this game sometime, and I think that may be it.
Now the way the game's been going, but Bear Logan seen the gap, straight in under the post, and a well-deserved try, and by geez, won't be a happy man at the end of the day if that's the winning try. Aberdeen walking back now, taking their time. Muswellbrook gathered in under the posts. Tim Lottingham to set up in front. This will make another 6-point lead, and geez, it couldn't be too much time. Muswellbrook have really got to try and pull something out of the bag now.
So the kick at goal will be taken from directly in front. Tim Lonergan is going to take as much time as is humanly possible. By my watch, there's 4 minutes and 5 seconds left till full time. Aberdeen 30, Muswellbrook 26. Let's make that Aberdeen 32, Muswellbrook 26. And the Rams, they're in big trouble.
The Rams could be out to pasture shortly. The Tigers are prowling. They're sharp their claws. Their teeth are all sharp. They're ready to eat lamb here shortly. But we've still got 4 minutes to go, and we've seen what's happened all through this game.
So, the Aberdeen side, they've just got to field this one cleanly, you would imagine, and they'll be able to wrap up the game. They've got it right over on the far side of the ground. Ball comes loose in the tackle. Muswellbrook have got it, but I think the Muswellbrook player's been pushed into touch. I think it was Barry Edwards trying to do something. No, it was Danny O'Sullivan, I think, trying to do it over the far side. But it's going to touch. So we'll have the scrum. It'll be an Aberdeen feed. Forget your all row one stats, Tim.
They're out the window ages ago. Aberdeen naturally taking a long time to come to the scrum. They don't want to rush this game anymore. They're tired on their feet. They're ready to celebrate. Muswellbrook have got to pull something out of the hat here.
3 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the grand final. We're in the second period at extra time. Aberdeen are just going to desperately hang on to it. It's with Tanner. Tanner, he's wrapped up on the 40. Now taking it from dummy half is Bridge. He's tackled now. They're still not even close to getting across the halfway line. They've got to wrap him up and hold him into that half if they want to have any chance of getting back into the game for the Muswellbrook Rams. But Daryl Bowen, he's not going to drop the ball. He's almost at the halfway line. Moving into dummy half. They go through Brad Milton. Milton passes it on to Hickling. Hickling finally gets it over the advantage line. They're into Muswellbrook territory. Look at it. There's about 12 players out there who can hardly take another step, and they still go. The chip kick comes from Stephen Bridge. It's picked up by Sean Taylor.
That's the ball game.
Watch for the dive under the post. He doesn't need to. He turns around and casually places to the ground. Over there in the bowling club, if you've been waiting to crack open the bubbly, do it now! You've won the premiership for the first time since 1993 Aberdeen.
The
Tiger does the somersault. He salutes the crowd. This game's over. And Manwaring, well, he'd be just about close to the man of the match.
Oh, played really well played. Sean Tanner chip ahead. Given space, no one's going to catch him. The Tigers are celebrating. Dean City Tigers, too hard, too tough, too often. That's the saying. Aberdeen Town, close it down for a week. The boys are going to be out and about.
Oh, I would suggest that that's a very big possibility. There's 90 seconds left on the clock. Would you bother to take the kick?
Well, why not? Add a few more points.
Sideline. Give me a beer. That's what I'd be saying. But Tim Lonergan, he lines up another one from directly in front. Eventually, this game had to crack. It took us 96 minutes of football to crack, and finally it has. Lonergan strikes the boot to ball. He raises the touch judges' flags. This game's over. It's the Tigers 38, the Rams 26 on the T-Services scoreboard, and there ain't much time left. There's less than a minute to go, and we'll be getting the presentations and everything happening live on 2NM shortly. But Tim, what a game we've had. I can't recall a better game of football in at least 10 years.
Oh, mate, Group 21 Grand Final. If you're not here, you've missed something great. If you're listening at home, I hope it's just as exciting as it is here. But Aberdeen are really come home well. The Robert French story, the Bear Logan story, by Jesus, these fellas have really put their hands up, and what a way to finish the year. It's been a tough year. The Rams feel sorry for them, but it's Tiger Town.
30 seconds to go on the clock. Aberdeen, they're just hanging on to the ball. It's with Neil Quinn. Quinn, he gets up over the halfway line. It's just going through the motions now. We've got 15 seconds to go. Get ready for the crowd to go berserk here at McKinnon Field. Last year, at this time, we were watching the Scone Thoroughbreds parade the trophy, and I reckon that pain has stuck with the Aberdeen Tigers for the 13 months. And
there it is.
Comes the party!
Tiger Town, the field being invaded. Aberdeen Tigers, have a look at this. Black and gold everywhere. The Rams down and out. Such a tough year. Laying down, heads between their legs as the Tigers celebrate a deserved victory. What a grand final. Extra time. What more could you ask for? Dean City's alive.
Absolutely. The T-Services scoreboard, Aberdeen 38. Muswellbrook 26. It took us 100 minutes of footy to get there. It was 20 all at full time. It was 26 all after 90 minutes. It's 38-26 after the 100 minutes, and you couldn't have asked for a better game of football. Let's have a look at the scorers for the game as we check our match stats, with thanks to the crew at Farrell's Auto 1. Mick, you're one of the match stats. We give you the match stats. I hope you're happy with them. Scorers for the victorious Aberdeen Tigers: Rod Manwaring 2 tries, Mark Wilton 2 tries, Troy Logan 2 tries, Rob French 1 try, Tim Lonergan, would you believe he missed his first 2 shots at goal and then went 5 from 7. For Muswellbrook, Kurt Dial, Daniel Burns, Peter Cullen, John Shaw and Gary Lewis the tries. Jeff Sampson managing the 3 goals for him from 5 attempts. But in the end, well, I mean, it's a shame that a game like this has to have a winner and a loser, because this game really was all about football.
Well, the winners are Aberdeen, mate. Aberdeen Tigers, they're the winners. Country Rugby League is the winners after this day. Group 21, congratulations. Aberdeen, congratulations on the whole setup. Both supporters are out there with their teams, which is great to see. And congratulations to those fellas finishing up for Aberdeen. Coaching staff, managers, strappers. This is the culmination of their great year. And the Dean City Tigers, as I said, Aberdeen will be closed for a week now. These boys will be out celebrating, and there's a lot of them and a lot of things to celebrate.
Well, Chris Lewis has got the wireless microphone. We'll see if we can wander around out there. You don't need a tape recorder, Chris. We're recording it all up here for you, mate, so we'll give you some cuts later on for the news. But he's wandering out. He's going to take his life into his hands and go into the huddle out there to try and catch a couple of players for us. What we'll do, Chris, we do have an award for the Muswellbrook McDonald's Man of the Match. We'll present that award to whoever is judged as the official Man of the Match as well, which will be announced very shortly.
Okay.
But if you want to go and grab any of the Aberdeen players, perhaps try and find, say, Troy Logan in 13 or Rob French in 16 and see if you can talk to them. They're the guys who had the fairy tale finishes. And who says you don't get fairy tales in sport, Tim? This has been fantastic. I mean, Bear Logan was absolutely speechless the other night when he was named Player of the Year. Rob French, on the other hand, well, he said he was speechless and spoke for around 10 minutes when he got the Lifetime Achievement Award. There's two guys, I reckon you'd be hard-pressed to ever get them up to pull on a boot again, because you wouldn't go out on a higher high than this.
You won't go out on a higher high than that. Both of them scoring tries in their final match in extra time for Bear Logan. He's an Aberdeen boy, has been for years. Everywhere he's gone, he's been a successful footballer. But you'd be lucky to get a word out of him at the moment. He'd be speechless. And players, Stephen Bridge, I thought he played really well. Darren McKellar played well. Their forwards were a bit slow earlier, but they come home. And I think probably the couple of weeks' rest might have helped them, I think, because Muswellbrook were dead on their feet in that last. To their credit, they put a try back on. They came back, but possession and Tiger Town is alive.
Well, you can hear the chant, Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. Chris Lewis waving frantically from the middle of the huddle. Mate, I hope we can hear you over there. Who have you got? Have you got the Bear?
Mate, I've just been shouting, and I've got Troy Logan with me, mate. The guy in tears, and why not? Troy, great game, well done.
Thanks, Chris. It was a good spirit that cut us home, I think, mate. I can't. The Tigers are back.
The effort in that second half, you guys really came back from almost nowhere.
Yeah, there's 13 blokes out there off their feet, but they just, everything you asked them, they just kept coming up.
What kept you going? I mean, obviously you had that's what did the damage to the Rams.
Yeah, they didn't seem to go a distance, but boys, we've been training really hard, exceptionally hard, 3 hours, and just kept the intensity up. I can't thank them enough for that.
Great season for you too, though, mate.
Yeah, it was. It was a great season. Good way to go out. That was a game, and someone can have my boots.
What a way to go out.
Yeah, fairy tale.
And word is you're going to be doing just a wee bit of celebrating.
Yeah, I've been known to go for a few days.
He loves it. All right, mate, all the very best. Well done, son. Well done. Chris Coleman taking away. I've just been shouting champagne down here.
Mate, suck that jacket. It'll do you the world of good.
Hey, I just had it cleaned.
Chris Lewis.
Mate, they are going berserk down here, and why not? As Troy Logan was saying, in that second half, they played the better game. They really did. I'll see if I can find someone else.
Go for your life, mate. If you can find Rob French in jumper 16, he's got to be there somewhere. But the celebrations are only just beginning. As you've just heard from Troy Logan, they're going to go for a few days. They'll go for a month. Won't matter much.
They'll warm up for a month, then they'll get right into it.
Well, let's have a look at the scenes here at McKinnon Field in Aberdeen. It is still pandemonium. There are hundreds of people out there in the middle of the field. The Aberdeen side, they're in a huddle. As you've heard, some of the players there are in tears. I'd imagine there'll be a few tears as well if we turn our eye a little bit over to the left. You can see the Muswellbrook huddle. It's not quite as big, but those guys, they should be proud of what they've done. That side has come, and I don't think they'll mind me saying it, that side has come from absolutely nothing last year to play in a grand final this year. And there's a theory in footy: you got to lose one before you win one. Well, Aberdeen did it last year, and this year it's the turn of the Tiger. Will next year be the year of the Ram? Well, we'll find out how they go. We've got Chris Lewis over there again somewhere. I don't know where he is. I can't see him. He's got Barry Edwards over there. Over to you, Chris.
Yes, I have. Thanks, Chris. Tim, Barry Edwards losing captain coach, mate. Bad luck.
Yeah, thanks very much, mate. Thanks very much.
They seem to run you ragged in that second half.
Yeah, when we got the quick try up to half time, maybe we felt that we were going to cruise on home from there. But full credit to them. They dug in deep, and well done to them. What more can I say? It's a little bit hollow at the moment.
You had that magic start like you've had in the major semi and against Scone last week in the final, but in the second half, Aberdeen just had the legs.
Oh, mate, for 55 or 60 minutes, we were the best side on the pack today, but football doesn't go 55 or 60 minutes. It's an 80-minute game, or today a 100-minute game, and we weren't there at the end, and full credit to them fellas. There's not much more we can do really, apart from come back and do it all again next year, I suppose.
Commiserations, mate. You must be happy though for the season, though.
Oh, mate, I'm wrapped. Absolutely wrapped in the way that they've gone. But it's just you come this far, you want to go the other step.
Bad luck, mate. Chris Coleman.
Thank you, Chris Lewis on the sideline for the Muswellbrook Workers Club. Well, they're bringing in the players over for the presentations. Dan, we've thrown the script out the window for this afternoon, but mate, if you can give us a 90-second break, I'd reckon we'll be back in time for the presentations back there in the studio. This has been the Group 21 Grand Final on the Hunters 2NM. Back in a moment. To get underway, and Chris Lewis, I know you're down in the huddle somewhere. If you can make your way around to the official presentation area and remind the guys there to turn on the microphones we've got so we can get the feed on the radio for those people who haven't been able to make the game today. But if you can do that, that would be muchly appreciated, and we'll see the presentations in just a moment. The touch judges being recognised at the moment for today's game, and that's Mark Bowditch and Dave Windle being recognised there. But Chris, if you want to just throw that microphone of yours into the hand of Tony Goldman or something, so that we can get the presentations on air, that would be most handy. So we can take that feed now. Okay, so we're just waiting for the official presentations to get underway. The referees and touch judges have been recognised, but we need to get down sideline in a moment. Tim, I'm speechless. I am absolutely lost for words. We have seen such a phenomenal game of football today. We've been saying it all week that it should be a close one. I don't think anyone dreamed it would be anywhere near this close.
Mate, and congratulations to you, Chris. That was a great call, and I was speechless. I get me words. I was so excited I was getting muddled up.
Okay, but now I think, Chris, have you got that microphone over to Tony or someone over there so we can get a feed of the actual presentations and the words from the captains? If you can pass that one over to him so we can hear what he's got to say.
First of all, congratulations to the Tigers. Too good today. Well done to Mark and the side. To my men, what more can I say? We're proud as punch of you fellas. To the supporters from both sides that come up today, it made that really just a pleasure to play footy out there. Particularly to the Rams supporters, all year, thank you very much. I can't ask for any more than the assistance I got. To come from where we were at the start to now, it feels hollow, but we're young, most is young enough to be back next year. And all I can say, well done to the Tigers. Thank you.
You're staying down here with me? You are? Yes.
Yes, please, Chris.
Okay.
If we can stay down there with you as the players all get called up.
It's a bit difficult to hear you guys. There's so much noise.
Mate, just throw that microphone in front of Barry and keep it
Okay.
there. We'll just live with that for a few minutes.
Okie doke.
Okay, so the players just being called up at the moment. We'll come back to you on the sideline for the Muswellbrook Workers Club in a moment. Chris Lewis for the remaining presentation. Sean Tanner, the captain of the Aberdeen side, will be, I'd imagine,
John
ecstatic.
Marco.
Oh, we're back with that feed now.
Brad Radcliffe. John Kelman. Oliver Doherty, Sebastian Lees, Gary Lewis, Alan Baker, Peter Ellis, and a 17-year-old lad that deserves a round of applause, Shane Renshaw. That's it. And of course, Muswellbrook Rams captain coach, Barry Edwards. Give him a round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. What a great game of football they've played. Just Tony Deacon, Pat Donahue, and Ray Deacon, the trainers and manager.
You had enough for them, did you?
Okay, so that's the Muswellbrook presentation.
Righto, ladies and gentlemen, these services, TUIs, and other sponsors would like to welcome to the microphone the Victoria's 2001 Group 21 Captain Aberdeen Tigers, Sean Tanner. Before we present the trophy, Sean, you'd like to say a few words?
What can I say on a day like today? First half, it was pretty ordinary. We come out, we didn't control the ball. And then, I don't know, it's just the true Tiger spirit come out in the last 60 minutes of that game. And all 20 of them blokes have been trained for the last fortnight. Every single one of them put their hands up, dug in deep, and we just come home. It was great. And what can I say?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to welcome to Aberdeen the member for Upper Hunter, Mr. George Cirrus, to present the trophies.
Okay, so George Cirrus about to give a speech there. Tim Weir will give a place to wrap up.
The Aberdeen team came in as strong as you could ever imagine. Not only overtake the score, but the victory. I'd like to thank the five teams, all the players, all the officials, and all the referees for a perfect grand final. You couldn't have asked for a better day. Rugby League and the Hunter Valley are the winners. Congratulations, one and all.
We've lost the line. I don't know what's wrong. I can't get a dial tone back up, so I don't know what's happening. It's too long to run it.
Number 3, signed by Monaghan.
Yeah, do that.
Number 4, Rockingham Leeds. Number 5, Newton Peebles. Number 6, Larry Taylor.
the club tonight. And that'll be just the start of it all. But Tim, we may actually go off. Spectacular season here for the 21. A spectacular. Right, we've said it many times, we were expecting the close one. Fantastic season. We've had a fantastic final series and a grand final that was just so good. It defied imagination. Congratulations again to the Aberdeen Tigers. Congratulations to the Middle Warren Reserve Player, the Silver and the Under 18s. A great day here at the footy. Thanks to Chris Lewis who was on the sideline. Tim from the presidency of the country to the beautiful next year.
Yes, no, it's been a pleasure to work with all of you. I've enjoyed the game, but I really enjoyed it. And almost listening when I got home, so it was just exciting.
And a big thank you to the people who got behind this broadcast as well. Bogas Muswellbrook, the Muswellbrook Workers Club, Bell's Auto 1 Muswellbrook, and Teach Services. Aberdeen is singing, they're spraying the champagne. The grand finals 11 for the year 2001. And so is our coverage for this afternoon. To all the 2 and in crew who've been a part of it, thank you very much. This is Chris Coleman at Aberdeen's McKinnon Field on the Hunters 2N. See what the doubles numbers work, so I didn't write them down.